All right, I think I'm on here. Rise, everybody. How y'all doing? Peace, Miss Ashley, first commenter. Peace, Denise. Welcome in. Gemini Rising, peace to you. She says, Rise. Kevin, Jamie, and Lacey, thank you. Jackie Rogers, peace to you. Michaela Dawson, peace to you. Lolita, rise. Jackie Hudson, peace to you. Leela, rise to you. Hit that like button, absolutely. Peace, Kevin in chat says Brittany Tyner, peace to you, Brittany. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me, Brittany. Linda Mabry, peace to you. Simone Whitaker, what's up with you? Um, Jimmy says, Rise, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Rise family. Yeah, thank you. I'll go ahead and hit that like button for me, family. A real spill with Dawn. Sis says, good morning, my handsome brother. I love you. Good morning, sisters Jamie and Lacey. Love you both. Good morning, sisters and brothers. Much love. This is to you all. That's sweet, Dawn. Peace to you, love. All right, True Slay, I see you. What's up with you? See, you got Margaret. Peace to you, Kimberly. I'm gonna try to go down here real quick. Ladoris, Tracy, Bonita, Lolita. I think I said Lisa. That one piece to you, Karen. What's up with you? Reynolds family. What's up with you? Caramel Cutie. What's up with you? Peace to all you guys, man. Yeah, peace to all you guys. Angry Cowboys fan. What's up with you, man? Let's get ready for a good season. It's looking good. I ain't gonna cap. I'm liking it. I'm liking how it's looking, man. While I get some things ready here, I know a lot of you guys are already familiar with what's going on and why I'm here today and why I am responding to Ringo. But for those of you on my channel who are not familiar with the whole La Truth saga, Ringo, if you're not familiar with Ringo, you should be. Very, very great podcaster. I always say he has one of the best setups I've ever seen in all of YouTube. And he's been this way for actually several years. Even when he had a small channel, he had one of the best setups I ever saw. But anyway, he's been speaking on some issues concerning my family. And I just want to give him a response so he can know as I hear him and so he can know my opinion on the matter, right? So let me find something real quick here. I just want to do some things because I don't want to go back and forth on here. But this is a business. This is my livelihood. And a man only has one reputation in one life. So you always got to protect yourself. And I always say this. You know what I mean? Let me see. I don't want to be. Don't be hating now. Don't be hating on the Cowboys now. And thank you so much, Lakeith Myers. Thank you. I really want all you guys who are familiar with the La True Saga, man, to be in these comments for me because so much gets done and said to try and skew narratives. And truthfully, people don't respond as quickly to the lies as I would like them to, which is why I have taken to social media so many times to refute the things that people say about me. And sometimes I wonder if anybody knows this person is telling a lie, right? And I think you all do know. I think because we all watched this saga, we've all been so invested in it emotionally. Not much has gotten by us, right? And so when someone comes to the saga itself to lie to the saga about the saga, I'm thinking that you guys actually know what's going on, right? I hate lies. I hate lies. It's always been the thing that got under my skin more than anything. And I believe in fairness, and I'm always going to speak up for what I think is right. And that's me over everything. And that's me over who I'm connected to or who I'm biologically connected to, spiritually connected to, whatever the case may be. I definitely strongly believe in standing up for what's right, being righteous, right? This situation, it's out of my hands, bro. Ringo, I've seen you online for years. I know you've seen me online for years. And I know you know my content has never been to address anybody, to create any type of hostility, to have any drama, anything like that. It's always been teaching, whatever the case may be, right? Um, put my soul out there, my thoughts out there, to make the world a better place. So that's always been who I was. Without my brother, without my family's being on social media, this is what brought me to social media, speaking my thoughts on religion, spirituality, right? Um, that's pretty much been while I've been here. That was for many years. When I left that alone, I began to talk about my life, my family life, and how I see the world. It's never been to watch someone else's life and critique it. That wasn't the reason for my specific channel. Now, there are channels that's for that, but that wasn't my channel. So you're absolutely right when you say entertaining these certain things don't benefit your channel, because that's not what my channel's ever been for. That's not what my people want to see from me. That's not what they're interested in whatsoever. And so I've learned, doesn't appear to be that way right now, but I've learned not to bring my life to social media, right? I've done that for many years, going back and forth with haters, people who just want to try to destroy my life, create lies, have me respond so they can manipulate my words and misuse them so I would respond again. And it's happened for literally years. You understand? And I know that when you go to social media to talk about these things, you feel like the world's going to care. You feel like the world's going to try and see it your way or whatever the case may be. But it's like you said, it's entertainment. The things that weigh heavy on your heart, the things that bother you, the things that trouble you, once you bring them to social media, once they come from my mouth and come out of the speakers and the screens of the people listening, it is just entertainment. Even though some people out there truly do care, it's entertainment. It's just like we watch different type of movies, love stories, sad stories, horror stories, comedy stories. We all get our emotions invested, whether we're laughing at the comedy show, crying at the sad one, or scared of a horror movie, right? We do the same thing with social media. And what happens is when those emotions get connected to either that TV screen, to that phone screen, we develop emotional connections with the people or the actors. It's crazy how this happens, but you'll watch a movie and that movie can make you cry. You'll feel connected to those actors, to that moment, to that movie. It's unreal. It's what makes movies classics. That's the thing about life. No, Lakeith, you're right. Some of you do care, but unfortunately, it is just entertainment. I care, but it's doing nothing more than keeping my interest, and that has to be entertainment. That doesn't mean I'm watching it for enjoyment, though. You know. And Candy Girl, thank you so much for the super sticker love. It doesn't mean you're watching it for enjoyment, but we all have to ask ourselves why our diet is the way it is, why we consume the things that we consume. You understand? And what I learned about life, and Ringo, I'm sure you understand this too, that it's a Jedi mind trick, right? It's very confusing, but life is always teaching you lessons. You know what I mean? With this saga, it's been really difficult to navigate because it taps into your emotions. You understand? And give you an example. Let's say when you guys are eating, right? When we're eating, you have the taste of the food. That's one thing, but that taste of that food is no indication of how healthy or nutritious that food is, right? And so in the moment, it tastes amazing, but once it hits your body and your body metabolizes it, it's actually very bad food and it's actually killing you, right? When you're angry and you're lashing out, that's the same thing. It tastes good, it feels good to your energy to get that off, to get that anger out, but it's actually very detrimental to your soul, to your body. Those chemicals that you're releasing in that anger are going to do nothing but break your body down and cause stress. During this whole of truth saga, I've been doing nothing but killing myself with my own anger. The anger I feel, it only stresses me out. And so what happens is you respond to your anger, but what you've created isn't good for you. And because it feels right at the time, that's why we're doing it. Again, we eat something because it tastes good. But on the back end of that, it's killing us, man. You know, I hate this whole saga thing. I've hated it from the very beginning, and but I do not regret speaking up for my brother, though. I never regret doing that. I truly believe that if you're doing something that's right, family, you got to be willing to die on that. If you're doing something that you believe is right, it shouldn't be for a result. People who came out, call themselves defending me, when they realized that it didn't grow their channels. I hate that it didn't. But at the same time, I can also see why it didn't. When your soul ain't right, the universe isn't going to give you a whole bunch of things that you're not ready for. And sometimes we'll be around people that we want to have the most. We want them to benefit from being around us, to benefit from our platforms, whatever the case may be. And when it doesn't work, they're upset, they lash out, and that's probably why it didn't work. Their soul wasn't right. Anybody who would do that to you, it shouldn't have worked. If you notice, people who defend me get the least views. Even when I defend myself, I get less views than the person who's trying to attack me, and I got the larger channel. And the reason it is because nobody believes that crap anyway. It's me who's invested in it because I care about my own reputation and character, and I don't want people thinking certain things about me. I care more than the general public does about the things that's being said about me. So whenever I go public to talk about it, it's really nobody there. And that often makes me feel isolated. It makes me feel like nobody cares. It ain't a good feeling. You understand? And what people like to do is they say, well, you have the bigger platform. So when you use your platform to speak or respond back, you cause more damage than the smaller platforms. But guys, what you have to understand is this. When someone has a major platform, speaking their name is more detrimental than them speaking yours, because no one knows the people with the smaller platforms. The person with the larger one, depending on how long they've been out, they built a reputation. They're known. So when you say their name, people hear it, and it creates chatter, and they spread the allegations and the rumors because they're talking about somebody they're familiar with. This creates a disadvantage for the person with the larger platform. So when they go public to describe anything that's happening to them, what they actually do is make it more public. Unfortunately, when you make it more public, you attract more trolls, naysayers. Peace to you, Am. So you have to understand that thank everybody for joining in. So you just create more trolls, more naysayers, more people who are going to comment on all your stuff, and it creates a world for you that you really can't escape. While the person with the smaller platform, they have nothing to lose. They haven't spent time working on their platforms, building a public reputation. They haven't spent time doing any of that. So, Ringo, I can remember years back when you were vetting for a poly lifestyle, and one of the women was out here running you down bad, and you had to confront it. And I remember the comments kind of doing you the same way. They don't even know the story yet, only from you defending yourself, and they're already doing things, playing with it. You know what I mean? And I don't think I've ever seen you respond to anything publicly since. And I think that's because you tasted the soup. What's understood does not need explanation. Like experience is the greatest teacher, man. And I've tried to offer my experience, my advice to people. My brothers tried to offer it a lot of times to me, and I didn't want to hear it because experience has to be experienced, right? Knowledge has to be experienced a lot of times. What someone is saying to you, it can bounce right off your head, man. So a lot of things my sister are upset about, I've been upset about during the course of this saga. None of us are responsible for our emotions or the thoughts that drop into our brain, but we are responsible for doing something about it. You understand? I've called Robert probably, I can count on 3 fingers that I called him this whole saga upset with him about something that I wish he would do and he wouldn't do. I've never been this way, mad at somebody about what they're not doing, or mad wanting somebody to do something. Make it in, even though it's impossible for him. I've been there. So I know the feeling when you go to my brother. I know my brother, and the way he responds a lot of times is not going to be with a lot of emotion and uh and softness and stuff like that. He just says what he has to say. So I ain't getting on that. I ain't getting online. And a lot of you guys have family members who have that personality type. So you guys have siblings as well, right? And I'm sure some of you guys, if this happened to your family, right, and your family was being drugged through the mud online, some of your family members might say, I ain't got time for that internet bullshit. Some of your family might run right in there hot-headed with you. Some of your family may go to the police and file charges. Some of your family may do something else. And you guys can probably think in your head what family member would likely do what based on their personality type, right? And what you have to learn is that when you're not prepared for something, and boy, was our family not prepared for something like this, and nobody's is, because the internet really is frankly new. It's frankly new. It's really like trial and error. We'll be talking about this 100 years from now about how much the internet and social media affected the world. We'll be talking about that. But I grew up in a world where there was no social media. You understand? And so having to adjust to this new world is difficult for me. I see coming to social media as a deal breaker. If my woman did it, it would be over. If my children did it, I'd likely think about cutting them off. I would never do it. I see it as something like trying to murder someone. I do. When you come out and you put out negative things to the public about someone, knowing that people are crazy, knowing that people will do anything with that opinion, forever see them that way, people that they may have not even met yet has a different opinion of them. All to do this stuff out of animosity, to use the internet as a weapon. And I know the gratitude of it. So here's the difference, man. A lot of people don't really know the weight of using online to go back and forth like that. And so they don't see it as detrimental as I do. But I'm always trying to look through the eyes of God, looking 100 years into the future, okay, zooming out and seeing the big picture. And I see it as very, very horrible. I see it as worse than hitting. You get one reputation. Nobody should try and ruin that. That is demonic. You get one life. Nobody should try and take it. That's demonic. When you start coming out lying on folk, not dealing with the truth, but lying on folk, that's demonic. And here's what's crazy. Most of the people in this saga claim to believe in a higher power, a God. And most of them through a certain religion. They believe that God has all the power over everybody and has a will for everybody's life and a purpose for everybody's life. And yet they get angry with people when they don't get what they want from them, when they're moving faster than them, when they got more than them. When if God is real, you should take that up with God. If you guys believe in God, truly believed in God, your actions, guys, would say that. But if I believed in God like that, in the way that you guys believe in God, I would never be mad at people when they're doing better than me, when they say no to me, when they offend me, even when they try to hurt me, because I know that everything is done for my greater good. And it's not that person's fault even. I wouldn't even take it personally because everything is happening for my own development. And God is in control of that. So if you guys are looking in life saying, why hasn't my moment came yet? Don't fuss at the universe. Take that up with who you believe in. Peace to you, Mo. Welcome in, love. Hope you're having a great day. To me, you should take that up with who you believe in. If you truly, truly, truly do believe in God, I don't know if people think about what that looks like, but say the worst stuff to each other, lie on each other, and you guys say you believe that at any moment God could come back, Jesus could come back if you believe in Christianity. But you guys will sit out here and lie on people, destroy them, say all these different types of things. Well, really, you have no power. You're really just talking. And what's crazy is, I think we got to stop putting so much power on it, because we're telling the person that's doing all this talking that they're destroying lives, right? They're destroying people, but they're not. They're destroying themselves. They come on here every time to embarrass themselves, to reveal their own ego, to reveal their own character. And we are taking it like, they hurting me. They hurting my name. They hurting my, truth be told, family. They're not. They're not. They're only tearing down their own ego, their own character. You said it, Ringo. You're only making it where you can't get paid, where you can't connect with all of your followers because you be shadow banned. And I faced a lot of that, man. Going back and forth with people. Going back and forth with people. Trying to clear my name. You understand? So I know you've been online long enough, so I don't have to explain, what that's like. But let's deal with the social media stuff with my family going down. You said something. You're all wrong if you are monetizing your responses. Let me be clear. I've never monetized that video. Anybody who's watched that video can tell you there are no ads on it. And in a second, I'm going to show you guys that video's never been monetized. The only money attached to that video is money that people sent during the video without my request. No Cash App was put up, no request for the funds. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to you guys. I don't even think I thanked you because I was here only to get off what I was getting off. I don't think I read behind any super chats, nothing, because I wasn't here for that and did not care about that. In fact, many people can tell you during this whole saga, I haven't been sent Cash Apps. I haven't been requesting them. So I haven't been doing anything saga related for cash, for monetization. Now, I wanted to take this whole saga and review it from a educational standpoint, but because I'm too close to it, I couldn't. But that's why I appreciate people like yourself taking a non-biased approach to it, a non-emotional approach to it, and others have done this too. And I think you realize when you started doing it that you're stepping into something that is very demonic. You got people probably messaging you, telling you this happened and that happened, and trying to confuse you and trying to do this, that, and the other to skew how you see things, right? I've been through it. Amber says, Kevin, you sure didn't know goal or nothing? Absolutely not. None of that. Matter of fact, let me while I'm here, let me just show you guys, because actions always speak louder than words, right? 1 second. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see that this is not monetized at all, right? As you can see, this video is not monetized at all. Why I still support my brother, it's right here. And it should show, let's see here. Well, as you guys can see it though, you can see that it's not a monetized video. And it was never monetized, never once. I'm still looking for where it shows the thing where it says it's not monetized, just so you guys can see. This is all just what people sent that day. Monetization, there it goes. See, it's clearly off, right? No ads, nothing. So as you guys can see, I never monetized any video. Nothing that I've done has been to make me money. Okay. And I think I'm glad I got my sister Dawn here and many others here who's been along for this ride. But can you guys remember? Because I went back through my sister's videos to find them when she went live feeling like no one was protecting her. And all the times I came on her platform with her to let her know that I was in her corner, to explain why I may have not said something, to explain what I was dealing with, and also to apologize for how that may have made her feel. Even if I felt like I was there for her. I remember one conversation specifically. I told her, Toya, I don't think you've been there more for me than I have you. But if you feel that way, I apologize. I apologize that you feel that way. And in the future, I'll try and do better to protect you, do more to protect you. Many of you guys watched that video and hit me up about it. Many of you guys reviewed that video. I can remember this time like it was yesterday. I literally said to her, I'm sorry if you feel that I didn't protect you like you felt I should have, but I love you. And getting on here, going back and forth with people about your looks when I was protecting my brother for people, things they were saying about him, his character. I have protected your looks, but I may have didn't do it every single time. And I get that. And that's what I told her. I may have didn't do it every single time. I didn't do it every single time, but I didn't jump out here every time for Robert either. Many of you guys know I left. I came and left, and I'd be gone for quite a while. You see what I'm saying? But for me personally, as I've listened to my sister explain how she felt, I can understand how she feels. You understand? But I can't understand why I'm included in this whole thing at all. I get she says he didn't answer the phone for me, but she seems to be grouping me in things that I have nothing to do with. She actually calls you guys my supporters. My supporters. Family. I think we all know that you guys are the true supporters. Okay. I think we all know that. I mean, it's just proven. Okay. She feels as if they're our supporters, that we're telling you guys to do things. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that comes from because I wouldn't do such a thing. But again, I'm not hearing what I directly done. I've asked if I've texted you anything about Robert, called him a narcissist or anything like that. Show the text. I don't like the Kevin, you said this and you said that, and I'm going to show it if you do something or say something. Man, put it all on the floor. Whatever you got that I said to you, you show it. I don't give a damn because I know I've done nothing wrong. And if I have done something wrong, come beat my ass. It's that simple. And if I recognize I've done something wrong, I would apologize. But I wouldn't care. If you guys think I'm out here to defend myself because I don't want you guys to think I've done something wrong, y'all not my mamas and daddies. I'm not you guys. We're powerless to controlling each other, right? I've came out here a million times, tried to say my piece and try to speak life into my family. Dawn can tell you I've given much advice very similar to Ringo's, in fact. And what will happen is nobody cares to listen. And the very last time I got frustrated and said, you know what? I'm going to give it to y'all. I'm going to let y'all handle it because nobody cares what I have to say anyway. They just overtalk me. They tell me that whatever, I don't want to hear the words, whatever the case may be. And I've been trying to give insight, provide some type of guidance, some type of strategy. And nobody wants to hear it because they're emotional. Dawn can tell you I've tried to stir this thing in a healthy way with all my heart, guys, because I got so much invested in this. This is my family, actually. You guys are just watching this. So you guys that's making videos, as long as you guys have been, connected to this saga, understand that I have way more invested in this than even you guys. Now, I'd never take from you content creators who speak on this issue because what regardless of what side you're on, whether I like what you have to say or not, it's your reputation and livelihood that you're putting on the line every time you get out here, right? So you guys are risking something. And you may feel like this is just fun or I'm just trolling, but nah, you're risking something. You is. And you're exposing your soul every time you come out here too. Many of you have had and shown tremendous talent. And because of some of the things you've already done online, your future is probably already stagnated. And even though you may go a lot further than where you are now, you probably won't go as far as you could go because of some of the things that you've done. And unfortunately, the internet is forever. And so even if you clean up your act, somebody will pull out this shit you're saying now and use it on you later. Believe me, I know. And that's what your anger will do. It'll cause you to get on here and contaminate your own self, your own reputation, because you're upset. I grew up fighting, physically fighting. And I think that's why I can't handle this. Because when you're in person with somebody, you may not have power to control what they say, but you can hit them in the mouth if they don't stop. And those type of things make you spoiled because you only know one way to respond to things. Everything looked like a nail when you are a hammer, right? And so I'm learning now, I'm traveling new ground. I can't use the tools I always used in my life. I can't use anger and hostility to handle situations. I have to use tact. I have to use the police. I have to file TPOs. I have to get on this computer and sit through the tedious work of flagging people. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to go about it. Because I understand now that getting in your emotions, man, and letting the world see your emotions, it is entertainment. And even though nobody actually knowing how you feel can make you feel lonely, understand that even if they knew, nothing they could do about it. The healing is always on you. The validation that they give you, the understanding that they give you, it does nothing to your actual healing, family. And we got to understand that. We got to pick ourselves up and move forward. It's just a fact. Ever since this thing happened, all I've heard is people rewrite the narrative of what happened between me and my sister, when really it was all done publicly. We had very few actual personal conversations during this time. Most of them were had, especially between me and my little sister, they were had online in front of all of you guys. So no one should be confused as to what happened between us. You guys saw me several times trying to explain to her with love that I had her back. And if she felt like I didn't in certain cases, that I was sorry. Never once did I pull her up on a platform until I was upset with her about how she did not do something. And that, to me, that's what this saga is about. They can be mad at you for something that you did do that they deem wrong. But if you didn't do something, they would deem that actually wrong, as if you consciously did something and treat you the same way. So they hated Robert for not getting involved with the content creators. Then they hated me for actually getting involved with the content creators. They hated Robert for never giving. They said that he should at least give them something, some type of money, some compensation or something. Okay, I was actually giving to the people who were doing their thing. Okay, sending cash apps and everything, because I know it takes time to make your content and all. And I got shunned for giving money. So the things he gets shunned for, I do the opposite and still get shunned for. Okay, so to me, it's not worth arguing about, because you can recognize that when someone doesn't want to like you, they're just going to find a way. It just is what it is. And you can tell them what they did. They'll ignore it, rewrite the scripture, rewrite the chapter, and start trying to tell you what you did. And so what I did is I took my power back. Okay, I took my power back. And when it comes to content creators who once defended me, who are now trying to attack me, I've thanked you for your time that you spoke out for me, but you are still attacking me. And it's time I fight back. So I'm not going to say anything to you. I'm no longer going to give you guys my attention. But y'all better avoid the damn mailbox. Y'all better avoid the mailbox, because you will meet me. You have to be in court or something. But you will meet me. But I'm never going to respond to you. People do send me content, though, that people are talking. And so I do want to respond to one person specifically. Okay, Ringo, I ain't really done addressing you on this matter. I hate to keep you waiting, but uh, there's a lady from Superfan. I didn't know them both individually by name, so when I say the name, I think I'm grouping them. Okay, but one of them was on a platform asking me um, my thoughts on her or why I'm speaking negatively on her when I haven't said her personal name. So I want to make something clear here because this is actually why I'm doing this video, just like I made the last one. Um, I'm in a position of protecting myself. Okay, so I said something on that last video, and I said that when my sister called me, she had two other ladies on the phone, and I used the word super fan because I'm talking about both of them when I say this. Okay, I didn't say any specific name. Okay, one of them continuously overtalked me, continuously. Okay, I don't know why they were even talking when the conversation was between me and my sister. And yes, I was upset, very upset. I do remember telling them I hated them before I hung up the phone. See, my sister said I hated her. I know I didn't say that, but I do remember saying I hate y'all. And I wasn't just talking about them too. I was talking about anybody out there who takes it past trolling and would try to separate someone from their sibling. Our family has been through enough. And you guys have heard me countless times say, stop trying to wedge my siblings away from us. Stop trying to do that. We love our sister. Stop that shit. Y'all keep coming to her, telling her shit, trying to get her riled up, making her think we're not having her back. And then she comes to social media believing that it's true. And here I am trying to reason with her. And I could already see it happening, right? So yeah, I hate that. I hate y'all for that. And maybe you're not as guilty as I like to think you are. But that's the natural instinct for me. It was like tasting something horrible. In that moment, the best way I could explain it is, man, I hate y'all. I don't know you personally. You've never said nothing bad about me that I can see online personally. However, I see you, laugh at stuff, but no, you never done anything to me personally, except for that, except for be involved with, my sister and things of that nature. And I don't know what you're saying to her on the back end. I know what I assume that you're saying, and it's all bad. But I see my sister come out here and say what she believes me and my brother is doing. And I don't want to be suffering from that same devil whispering in my ear, and it may not be accurate. But I'm going to tell you how I see things, and I want you to tell me if they're true or not, okay? The way I see things is a while ago when my brother came out posting pictures of you guys, and you guys end up coming out and turning on him for that, for whatever reason. I think he addressed you guys being in other chats and things like that, or working with people who are actively trying to destroy his other siblings, right? And I think you guys felt like he's trying to control y'all, and y'all should be able to do what y'all want to do, whatever the case may be, right? So y'all were going to still continue to work with whoever you wanted to work with, correct? So during that time, okay, there's a video that is calling me a molester, right? And I'm saying people who I believe once supported me, and I'm saying believed once because I used to say they did support me at one point, but now I understand it was never support. It was always with an agenda. And most of that support stopped long before I even recognized it. That's why they went quiet and said they just wasn't speaking on the situation no more. It's because they already had been flipped. But whatever the case may be, I'm seeing them inside this live alongside of you. I saw you with them while people are discussing me, and you just say you're a moderator. I know my sister's friends with you or whatever. Y'all building a relationship at this time. So anyway, Amber speaks up about all these people in the chat that are talking and saying those people are supposed to support Kevin. And she can see you in there, right? She can see you moderating for these channels. And so Amber asks, why is Superfan them in there? Ain't they cool with Toya? Why don't Toya say nothing to him? You said you and Toya already talked about it. Toya told me you and her already talked about it. You made sure she knew you were going to be a moderator for people who don't like me, whatever the case may be, that you were going to be a moderator on these channels that are disparaging me and my character, right? And It's not that I'm saying anything about him, Toya. I'm just going to moderate, right? And Toya said it was okay. So my thoughts at that moment was, Toya, why did you say that was okay? Why didn't you say, no, I'm not cool with that? But for whatever reason, Toya said it was okay, right? So, all right, I don't like that at all. Because I watched while you guys are moderating, people insult my wives, call them out their names. And people will say I call women names who didn't say anything, but show me the footage. They love to lie. Okay. But they'll let that stuff sit up there. I'm looking at it. Honestly, I shouldn't even have cared. But you get caught in the moment, right? What is them calling my wives those names on that channel at that time do with my wives? Literally doesn't do anything. What is somebody going to read that and go, oh my God, they actually are bitches? Oh my God, let's march. What? It doesn't mean anything. It's just shit that gets under your skin, right? But I didn't like it nevertheless. It's people actually exposing their own dark hearts. But for some reason we feel we got to respond to that, but whatever the case may be. So I didn't like that. It gets to the point to where we have a conversation right online. And the first conversation, well, no, that was that we only had one conversation online, I think, with you, Superfan, my sister, and that was that last conversation. But during that conversation, you guys are telling me that I should remove myself from Amber or whatnot because her and Toya go back at it, and Amber and Toya do not constantly go back at it. Toya may say something about Amber. Amber will respond back. Amber may give her opinion on something, and Toya don't like that opinion and get upset. I've seen it happen both ways, where Toya wasn't talking about Amber, but Amber might have said something about Toya about how she was making herself look about cash apps or something like that, asking for cash apps every time she come out or being upset about it. And Toya don't like nobody speaking about that because it makes her feel like they're saying that she's only out here for money. When in reality, within context, there were plenty of times that she came out here and made money an issue, and that's what they're speaking about. You have to learn how to compartmentalize. If you're not all about money, you have to at least recognize that you've given them enough for them to think so. It's just a fact. But I've seen, Toya respond to her about things like that. But I've seen them go back and forth. But it wasn't like people have been targeting me for several years trying to ruin my name. You see what I'm saying? And so I can get why Toya wouldn't like for me to be friends with Amber. I can see why Toya wouldn't like for me to be friends with anybody who talk about her. So I'm sure she can get why I wouldn't like her being friendly with anyone either. Right? So, however, I've discontinued talking to everybody in this thing. When my sister asked me to, the moment she asked me to stop talking to Amber, I stepped away from everyone. So there's no more problems at all. And I haven't gotten credit for that at all. They're still trying to act like I chose someone over my sister when I didn't. You understand? But anyway, back to you, Superfan. I'm gonna ask you this. Around that time, right? You were getting close with old boy from the tents, right? And you were getting close with my sister. And I watched old boy get on his channel and say that my brother raped his sister. The truth raped Toya several times. And he said so many other things about her. He called OB a midget. He said a lot of shit. You understand? That video was taken down just a couple moments later, right? And I believe I know why, but you tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be just believing it. Here are my thoughts. You told Callie, and you called Callie and you said, look, can you take that video down? Me and Toya working together. I don't want that happening. If I'm gonna come to your tent thing and I'm gonna work with Toya, I need y'all to be cool, whatever the case may be, right? I could see that. I don't think that's far-fetched. But if that didn't happen, okay. Could I say I'm mad about that if you did do that? Nah. But there's an event you guys are at the same time, right? They say they didn't know each other was going to be there. If that's a fact, I'd hate y'all for that. Because you know the situation that's going on. You're connected to both of them. And you're going to allow them to end up in the same place, not knowing how they would respond. And potentially 3 lives could be lost or more. And you say you got my sister's back. but you would have her be at the same place that this dude is at, not knowing what he might do or what Obi might do? Nah, I don't think you did that though. I think that you may had them talk to each other to make sure it would be okay. Yeah, because they're both connected to you. They both at your event. And I think you're doing like some type of promotional, club promotion, party promotion, working with music and things like that. So I can see how both of them might work with you. But I hate you guys for stuff like that. Okay? Shit like that. Because regardless of what conversation you had with them, it don't mean it couldn't have went south. And you had to think about the ramifications of that, what that could mean if they're actually linking up. And I'm sure my sister thought about it. So believe me, I'm not blaming you. You just facilitated it. And I hate you for that. I don't know that you did it. I don't know who all or how deep it goes, but it's almost like if you taste food, you just know you hate it. You don't have to know what's in it. You don't have to know what it's about, and it's likely me just projecting this on you. You may be completely innocent, but that is why I said I hated y'all, because in my mind, I had already put all that together. I pay very close attention, and I don't say all that I think. I actually say rarely what I'm completely thinking, because I know that people can't handle a lot of times what I'm going to say. So I know that there's no way you allowed them to just link up in a spot and not know what they're going to do with the way they've been talking. So I know you wanted to pave that out so that went as good as possible. So here you are getting them on the phone and they're talking so they can go to an area together to meet. And hey, look, whatever the case may happen, I don't take it personally. Okay. Okay. My sister's husband, he loves music. He wants to get his music out there. He believes Superfan them can help. Okay. If old boy think the same thing, okay. But for me, I just saw it coming. I saw it coming. I know that for Cali, right? He would do any and everything to be close to me, to be close to anybody around me, to anybody associated with me. He just can't get me out of his head. He can't. I would never try to get close to his sister, his siblings, or anything. I wouldn't want nothing to do with them motherfuckers at all. Now, he sat there and said my whole family was bad. They're terrible. They're all made up of the same suit. They're all scammers, is what he says. But as soon as he has an opportunity to speak with my sister, here he is. And I think it's like, I'm going to make him mad. I think I'm going to get up under his skin. Let me tell y'all something about life, okay? Remember I talked about how when you eat something, it tastes good, but it could be bad for you. When you eat something and it's bad for and it's good for you, it don't taste good, right? And this is just a fact. No, I don't like what my sister did, but I'm eternally grateful. I'm eternally grateful. Sometimes, guys, some of the things that may bother you or hurt you the most, they're the things that you need to see the most. Do you understand? Surgery hurts. Surgery hurts, y'all. But it's the first step in the area of healing. And it's the most pain that you will feel when they cut inside of you to fix whatever was wrong with you. That is painful. Believe me, I know. But it needs to happen when it happens, family. And so if you living in the moment, you'll be sad. You'll be hurt about what just happened. But if you look 1,000 years into the future, man, you'll be grateful. Because some of the people that's in y'all lives, y'all would have never let go of if they didn't downright do you dirty because your heart too big. And that's my brother's problem. And sometimes what happens is God or the universe, whatever you believe in, will make things extremely difficult for you because you have a bunch of leeches attached to you, a bunch of ticks that suck in your blood. So what God or the universe will do is shut down, put a curse on you, dam up all of your streams so they can no longer get access to your blood, to your life. And you may be wondering, why is this happening? If you got a lot of people around you that's snakes, that's why your future is not opening. And you have to do the due diligence to cut them snakes out of your life because God, and you know I don't believe in the same type of thing you do, but all in all, it's true. Okay? All in all, it's true. If God truly loves everyone, why would God bless you if he knows you have snakes attached to you? Because that means they would get blessed. Sometimes the best way to save you is keep you from getting fat, because they're going to eat you alive when you get fat. They only around you. I thought this too, y'all. I thought that people really love me. They come off of social media. They seeing what you posting. They seeing the things you saying. They come in feeling like, seeming like they love you. I want to help you. I want to do all this for you. When I tell you those same people will do the worst to you, it's because they have a goal. And they may not even know this. Listen, the thing about this shit is even the devils don't know they're devils. You understand? It ain't as simple as getting bitten by a zombie and becoming a zombie. It's many different ways to end up being a devil. It's many different pathways. And often it's with you being hurt somewhere and feeling right when you're the devil. Feeling right. You did something to me, so I'm going to attack you for years and feel right. I've heard people here during this saga, even here in recent days, right? In recent days, like recently, I haven't spoken into this saga in 4 months, right? But recently, I've heard people saying that I called a woman a bitch before. Guys, you know that was over a year and a half ago that I've said this to this person or shown bad character traits in my responses in this way. You know, they're talking about over a year ago. You know how many mornings I've woken up and taken a shit and peed and did something else and since then, and they still want me to remember that. Sometimes, family, you have to stop asking yourself, did you do somebody wrong? Because you will ask yourself, did I do something wrong to these people? But listen to me, guys. If you do something wrong to somebody, they typically tell you, and they typically cut you off and go their own way, right? That's what happens. I mean, I'm from the world before the internet. I haven't seen where you do something wrong to somebody and they show up at your house every day to talk shit, follow you around to talk shit. I mean, that's just what they do, is wake up every day following you to talk shit, to just focus on you. And whether or not they feel you've wronged them, they have to understand that they are obsessed. They are obsessed because they're waking up every day to seek out a person, and no matter what, speak on their life in what way, with the intent to harm them. Whether you've done something wrong to them or not, they are sick, family. They are sick. And I know I didn't do anything wrong to them, but even if I did, the way they're responding is not rational to the mind. It's not healthy. So if I come out here and I address somebody who did something wrong to me, doing it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day, what is that doing? You have to recognize that there's a trauma in my mind, and I cannot escape it. I'm in hell. And the person I'm talking about is likely going off doing whatever they are going to do. And so I want to try to let people know who are trying to spit on my name and piss me off, it's not going to work. I have moved on. I don't even see you. You guys are spending hours and hours of your time trying to disparage me and my name. And I know it's with the intent to get me to respond to you or be mad, but I care so little for you. You could never make me mad. I see you guys as peasants. Any person who gets on here with the bitch, you ain't shit, your mama ain't shit, your daddy ain't shit, your grandma ain't shit type of shit, I see you as exactly what you're displaying. And why would I respond to that? You guys have to understand that is literally ridiculous. And some of you believe you have the intellect to rival anyone, but you're actually stupid. And I understand that you think you're smart, and I just got to leave you to that, because that's the plight of people, is they believe their minds. You know, it really sucks to be a genius. It really sucks to be a genius. And I don't mean a genius as in academically. I mean a genius in awareness. When you are aware and completely conscious, life truly sucks. Do you understand? You know that everybody around you has a belief system, religious belief system, spiritual belief system. They have philosophies and morals. And you know, even with everything they believe in, regardless of how true they hold it to their heart, we all die and get put right in the dirt. We all know this. Whether you are a great person, whether you are a serial killer, we all get put in the dirt, and sometimes beside each other with tombstones that say the same shit. I base my life on morals and principles. You will never catch me out here doing some of the shit that these other people are doing, right? But guess what? We still gonna die the same damn ways and be in the same damn dirt and be food for insects and plants. Nothing changes. Whether you believe in God or not, nothing changes. Whether you believe in good or bad, nothing changes. Whether you are smart or dumb, nothing changes. Whether you travel so far, you see the whole world. Whether you never leave your county, nothing changes. Life is all what you put to it. It's all about perspective. And as a genius, you know this. As a person who's highly aware, you know this, that no matter how much even you put into your philosophy, into your spiritual thoughts, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. It only means something to you. He said the ones who are coming on social media to talk about you daily, to drag you, are doing it for money to pay their bills every month. If social media stopped paying, they will stop talking, bro. I believe it. But they'll say it's because they're mad at you. They're upset with you. Do you understand? And so what you have, guy, is a whole bunch of crazy people who actually need some psychological help that have access to the online. When I see you guys at 2 and 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, all hours of the night, just sitting here talking about somebody that you rubbed across one time, you never even met them, and you're still doing it for months and months and months, I actually do say to myself, this person is sick. Kevin, you got to stop taking them seriously. They're sick. And, you know, I've been around people in my city who were sick, who you could see them walking up the street, old people. Some of them weren't old, some of them in their 40s and 30s, and they just talking to themselves, and they always mad. They'll just be randomly talking, and half the time you don't know what the heck they're talking about, right? Absolutely, Angry Cowboys fan. They see you shining, they try to steal that shine. You're right. And if you've ever been around somebody who's literally crazy, you know their thoughts are not rational. They're not coming in any real order. You know that. And so typically what you would do is get up and walk away from them people. You'll find a way to remove yourself. And I think that we're not recognizing that that's what's happening online. People are online with, I mean, I'm hearing them call me names and just go at me like crazy. And when you understand it, they, in their mind, they think that I'm justified or this is cool or funny, but it just proves if enough people validate your behavior, if enough people cheer you on, and I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, because we see this all the time. How many people are in the grave because they was at a drinking party and their very closest friends was telling them to chug, 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 drink, drink, drink. The closest people to them was telling them to drink it, drink it, drink it. And it becomes about who could drink the most, right? It becomes about who could drink the most. So much so somebody will drink themselves into a grave. That's what this saga is. It's always going to be people that fan your behavior. The things they say I did, right? They'll say, Kevin called a woman a bitch. Kevin, what? He didn't protect me here. He didn't do this here. Kevin doesn't really care about people. He uses them. The things they say I'm doing, right? It's people in their exact circle who has literally done that. And they still cool with them. So it's the dumbest things in the world. Pay them dust, absolutely. And it's because they used to have power, but that wasn't because they actually had power. It was because I gave it to them, because what I'd be guilty of is giving people a lot of credit before they earn it. I project good on the people, and it's really difficult for me to see bad in people because I come with good intentions, right? And so when I see that they flip or they're bad, it hurts me more than it should because I've invested too much in that person. You see what I'm saying? Ashley Chats, for instance, she didn't do much to me, but it hurt me bad because of what I projected onto her. In my mind, she was an intellectual, and I thought that way for a while. You guys hear her speak. She's a wonderful speaker. And so I thought we could have a good conversation. And when it went a whole different way, it actually broke my heart, even though I didn't know this girl. And so what you really have to understand with all this whole saga stuff is when you feel an emotion, right? It don't mean because you love somebody or know them or whatever the case may be. A lot of it is based on what you perceive about that person and that being shattered. And while you may feel real emotions from it, your emotions are not always telling you the truth. They're indicators of development, things you can work on. You see what I'm saying? And so what I've learned is, instead of getting angry at people for how they behave, I should have been developing during those moments. You see what I'm saying? And, even hearing her later on explain how people invaded her lives and reached out to her. Why are you talking to him? I can see how that could have an effect on the moves you make going forward. So why walk away from it with anger when you can see how much tribalism and things like that can dictate how people move and change them? And everybody is here to grow. And so I got to allow everybody a chance to grow. You understand? And so I can appreciate from it all, even in that encounter that I feel was very bad between Ashley and I'm appreciative for what she discovered when she went over there. The things she revealed, I should have known, and I kicked myself in the ass because I think of me as an intellectual person. Bro says you are a good person, bro. To the people who know you in real life, these trolls will continue to be trolls. Absolutely. Absolutely. But and I knew if I read that I was going to lose my frame of thought. But what was I saying? Yeah, what she revealed. I was kicking myself because I consider myself an intellectual person, right? And I thought, how in the world I didn't know that all this is to generate a response. But when she said that when I went on here lashing out, angry, right, about something that had been said about probably my family members or something like that, something that got under my skin, we're all human. They said we got more content. They didn't care anything about the feelings that I felt. I cared about those feelings because I am connected to me in a way nobody else is. I feel all of my emotions, and every one of you guys feel every one of your emotions, and that's what makes you an individual. But we're not individuals, and I think that's where we keep getting lost. We're actually one. It takes all of us to get something done for real. Ants are individuals, but they are really one unit. They cannot survive on their own. And I think every one of us stick our head out of our mounds lately, and we see what another ant has going on in their mound way over the way, and we've lost focus on our own. We focusing on everybody else and not focusing on ourselves. Ringo said this, and it's powerful. Every one of us have family issues. So I'm not out here trying to clean them up or make you guys believe that we don't have them, because before ever getting to know us, you could already guarantee we have them, because everybody has them. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt. So let me say this. This has been very embarrassing for the way my family has responded, the way I have responded. It's been very heartbreaking. And at times I look back at my own family and said, damn, my family suck. At those times, I wanted to be defended by my family. I wanted my family to handle something differently than they were handling it. I wanted them to have not said something that they said, or, done something that they did. And it made me look at my own family and say, damn, man, we suck. My family, terrible. But I don't think anybody's family could have went through this saga without their members looking at each other saying that. It's just the facts. Because everybody ain't going to handle it well. My brother can tell you straight up, first off, when I first got started on the social media stuff, I used to hit him up angry because he would comment for me sometimes, just like Toya said. I didn't understand it. I was upset. So I'd hit him up. Why you commenting for me, bro? And he'd tell me, bro, it keeps your page going. It keeps mine going. I comment on yours. Instead of hitting you up and having you come post on a post, I just go ahead and shoot a comment on it. But the comment wouldn't be something like I would say it. That's what I'd be mad about. Like, you didn't say it like I would say it, though, because he's not doing something inappropriate with the comment. He's supporting the channel with the comment. And he's right. People will like my comment and come follow my page because of my comment. He's right. But I cared more about social media from a personal level. I wasn't in it for business, even though I had a business page. See, when I first came out here doing social media, I was just talking on my personal page about my life and my thoughts on religion. That page got up to over, I think, 200,000 views, 200,000 followers. And my brother said, Kevin, you need to create a fan page, a business page. And I didn't see the value in it. I never even heard of it. And he showed me how to create one, things like that. So I started using that page instead of my personal page. And I still don't think social media was even paying then, but for some reason he knew the benefits of doing a like page versus a regular page, right? So it wasn't monetized yet, but I think that like pages move a little differently or something like that, whatever the case may be. But either way, I'd had these same conversations with bro, mad because he done commented something. We get into arguments over the phone. If we would have been in front of each other, we'd have probably been fighting because I did not understand where he was coming from. And I felt like he was being selfish, all of that. But I didn't understand social media then. You understand? And so the understanding I have now is that, you know, when you comment, it builds your page, it builds the other person's page, and it helps to keep that interaction going. And when you're working together as moderators for each other's pages, you do this type of work for each other. And I didn't realize how much work he was actually doing for me, because when I made him stop, and I didn't make him, but you know, you tell him, look, I don't want you doing it no more. And he won't do it if you tell him. And so he stops, and I noticed that my page doesn't have the same interactions because I'm not putting those comments in there. And that does help your page to comment so ever so often. These pages don't want you to just post and go on about your business. They actually make you have to do some work to stay in their algorithms. And so he was exactly right. You understand? And so, but I do understand how Toya felt as well with saying he comments for me and things. I felt the same way. So a lot of we born in the same house, raised by the same people. So your natural thought is going to be that, but you have to work through it and get more understanding. You understand? You guys heard me talking about how Josh Upshaw stole my page and along with Vanessa Dixon, right? Well, I showed you guys the videos and things like that a long time ago. Now you guys understand more of what I'm talking about. Josh Upshaw was somebody who I was working with closely. I gave him all that same coding to my page. He deleted my whole page, okay? It was only because my brother was on that page that he was able to resurrect that page and give it back to me. And that page at the time had over 500,000 followers, okay? It got deleted. Callie made a video and said that so that Facebook deleted it because they thought I was a terrorist. I thought the same thing because they deleted it at that time so it could look like that, okay? Farrakhan got deleted and many more people got deleted at that time. And I thought I was one of them. I was not one of them. That is my same page that got removed at that time. Okay, so a lot of you guys didn't understand that back then. But Josh Upshaw deleted my page. Okay, when my brother went back in the page and he resurrected the page, he could see all the mods still on it. Josh had removed himself, but Vanessa Dixon's name was still there. So he goes, "Who's Vanessa Dixon?" Yo, do you know this girl had been on my page for at least 6 months? And I had no fucking clue. We had been fell out. She was still on my page for that long. And if she didn't know, good. But she could have went on there and deleted everything off my page if she would have wanted to. She didn't even, maybe she didn't know she was there. Maybe she did delete shit and I don't know. But she was literally there as a moderator. Literally there. And I had to remove her that day. You see what I'm saying? But I keep my brother on my page because he knows how to resurrect your page and get them back when things like that happen. I've had a bot one time connect to my page and strip my page, and he was able to get it back. So I have my brother stay on my page for protection. I wouldn't dare take him off. He's much better with this computer shit than me, and he's always been able to get things fixed for me when I couldn't. So I can call my brother anytime. He knows social media way better than me, and he can help me with that. But we've had most of our arguments over social media. You understand? He always gonna watch whatever I do and talk about it. That's the life. He gets something from it. I gotta let him do that. But yeah, so I probably got on his damn nerves during that time, going off on him, calling him mad because I didn't understand it. You understand? And he's never asked a dime from helping me in that way. He's never taken anything from my social medias. In fact, you would know if that happened because they would take your card would have to be removed. And if you remove your card and change it for any reason, they knock your pay a month back. So you will not get your next monthly check at all if that happens. Okay, they'll hold it because even if it's the right information, it's just something that they do. I guess to give a person time to, correct it or fix it if that's the case that may be or whatever. But you can tell if someone does that. Okay. But let's see here. Yeah, either way, what I was saying to Superfan earlier was Yeah, because all that went on, and you called the phone, y'all talking to me on the phone. I already can see this happening with with you and my sister and Callie and all this type of stuff. And yeah, I just hate you for it. You don't have to care. My hate does nothing for you. I don't hate you personally. I don't know you. It's just when I think about that name Superfan, and I don't know if TC was involved. I don't really know. I know it wasn't. I know it was a Queen Steph. She dope as hell. But uh because you guys were involved in that, I don't know what involvement you necessarily had. You could have been, hey Toya, you shouldn't do this to your brothers. You shouldn't go live. From what I've seen, all you guys encourage her. Um, and it's not just you two; it's anybody who's associated with trying to pull. While I'm grateful for the universe that I got to see things I should have seen, I'll always hate anybody involved in even if they were unsuccessful, trying to um, mess around in somebody's family. Like, yo, we already don't have a mama. We already don't have any grandparent. All of them was dead except for one when we were born. Um, we barely have any family as it is, and you guys would play like that, knowing y'all got siblings. If I tried one time to reach out to y'all family members, y'all wouldn't like it, but y'all don't mind trying to reach out to ours, and I think that's crazy. Um, Virgil said, I just came from Ringo, hearing your situation. Peace and blessings. Kevin also um, I know you for a while. All honor, praise and peace. Let go and let God. They don't want to do the work. Absolutely, I agree. Um, and so Ringo, you were talking about moving forward, what things we should do, right? The reason I say I'm done is because I recognize that I'm powerless to this situation. Um, Completely powerless. I can ask people to stop. I can ask people to do whatever. Even my own siblings. Speaking specifically about my siblings, um, when I tried to talk with them, um, Toya and Dawn specifically, on a live, you guys can see that that was really going nowhere. All of my siblings have very strong minds. I guess you would call that stubborn if you use different words. And we're going to go about things the way we go about them. And we just always been that way. You know what I mean? And so I can give my thoughts, but it doesn't mean they're going to value them. And a lot of you guys may say, well, Kevin, you help so many people in the world. That doesn't matter. They say you are least respected in your own hometown. You are least respected by your own siblings and peers because they don't really value your superpower. Often they don't really even see it. They don't see your gift and your talent, and they don't respect it. You understand? And so most power that you have will be with the outside world. It will not be with your hometown. It will not be with the people who grew up and recognize you as Lil Johnny, or Ray Ray. Most people who truly see your gift did not grow up with you. It just happens like that. And so while Ringo, I know you know I'm an intellectual. I know you know I'm not out here on ratchet stuff. And you may ask yourself, why isn't Kevin able to mediate that? I mean, he's written books. He's got all this information on this type of stuff. It's really his forte. It's because you can't make anybody do anything. You only have control over yourself, and you barely even have that. That's a constant battle to keep that, man. So I love my family, but I'm done by way of trying to uh, have a say so in how it goes. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with that. So I realize some people will be mad at me forever. They'll get on here and get online forever, but I can't let that bother me. All I know is that there's a responsibility of mine, okay, to protect myself, whether that be following the TPO, um, whether that be striking channels, whatever the case may be. But going back and forth with people, I'm not doing. So it is what it is. You guys have saw people try and destroy my name forever. And I can even appreciate that because all they did was prove that I was clear. I've had people tell me that they kind of believe what Callie was saying until Royce came out. And as mad as I was at Royce, I got to be grateful for that. Because it's crazy because she opened up a lot for me when she did that. And so sometimes the people who are trying to destroy you, they actually make your life a little better. They do. I have a dog named Gone. I got 3 calls this morning of people wanting to buy him because people was talking shit about it last night. So thank y'all. Everything will happen the way it's going to happen. And you could be mad at the people who are participating in your life, whether they're playing the bad guy or the good guy. But if you guys believe in God, everything is happening how it should happen. And sometimes when you watch a movie, you get caught up in the narrative and the every little moment, but that movie has already been written and filmed and displayed. It's going to go a certain way. Your life is in many ways just like that. You understand? I do not know what my sister's talking about when she's referencing me as in me doing something to her, aside from not answering my phone or her feeling like I didn't protect her like she did me, which is fair for her to think that. I feel the same way about her. I have apologized for that, and so I can't see why 4 months later that will come up as an issue you have with me. So she's not being very clear about what she's mad at me about, text messages, whatever the case may be. It seemed that that's just at Robert. And when I addressed her husband about why he was talking crazy, he changed the subject and started repeating the things that Callie had said. So he said I was lame my whole life or I was pussy, and that's not the man that I know right there. When he's around me, he doesn't act anything like that. That's not what he says to me. For the many years I've known him, that's not how he's treated me. He's always treated me with the utmost respect. And so when I ask, why are you talking crazy when I've done nothing to you? And he starts doing that, you have to appreciate the universe because it shows you how people actually think about you. It shows these people was never fucking with you. They say what they want to say or need to say to get along. And when you see that, there's no reason for discussion. Once you taste the soup, don't argue about it. You don't got to talk to the chef. You know what you tasted. You know if it's good or bad. Why does it matter what's in it? So I don't really care if people are consciously trying to destroy me or actually mad at me and are speaking their pain. Me investing that much into it is exactly what has tired me out. I don't need anybody to feel sorry for me because, like I said, everybody die. Everybody gets sick. Everybody go through something. Everybody does. Everybody go through ups and downs. Everybody does. So just as much as I can say, I want you guys to feel bad for me, I can feel bad for y'all because somebody talked about your mama too, your siblings too, your dead family members too. Some horrific trauma that happened to you. They talked about it. You see what I'm saying? So we're all out here pretty much going through the same things, but are trying to bring attention to us as if we're the only victim. And it can feel like that because you only attach to your own emotions. You see what I'm saying? But frankly, I'm tired of it. I've been doing this for a few years, seeing you guys go back and forth with my family, seeing my family go back and forth and seeing all of that stuff. And I just have no interest in it. So Ringo, you will continue to see me post the content of my future endeavors and moving. Speaking of future endeavors, I've been living in this mansion for about 2-3 years now. It was a 2-year lease. Was gonna buy it, but I couldn't buy it initially because he has a Belgian Malinois is a dog breed, and Gone is a cartoon character who was born on Cinco de Mayo. So my kids named him Gone Freaks. It's an anime character from a series called Hunter x Hunter. His name is Gone, and his last name is Freaks. So I call the dog Gone. I don't actually call him Gone Freaks, but he's named after a character named Gone Freaks. Okay, anime character. If y'all watch Hunter x Hunter, put it in the chat. And I lost what I was saying before that, but yeah, man. Everybody gonna. People want you to be mad at them for what they can type about you or say about you online or whatever the case may be, and just let them try. Let them try. Just know this, family. As much as it may bother you if you watch it, it does nothing to actually destroy your life. Yeah, what I was going to say was, so the guy I was buying the house from, right? I was going to buy the house immediately, okay? But you know how when you sell properties, he had a property in California that had a lot of taxes owed on it. And if he buys another property, he doesn't have to pay those taxes. They'll give him a tax break if he buys another property of a certain amount. And the only difference is he can't sell that property for 8 years. And so he's still got a couple more years before he can actually sell this house. So I was going to try to stay into it until it sold, till I could buy it. And he was knocking off half of the rent for the original price. But I decided I was going to move. Me deciding to move, me deciding to do something different. People are saying now that I got kicked out, that I'm homeless. I'm not, guys. But this is what they'll say. And again, this is not something I did wrong to someone. Even if I was homeless and getting kicked out, it wouldn't be something that I did wrong to someone, but it would be something they make fun of, which would show you that this is not about something that's righteous. They've never really been on my case about something I'm doing to people. The whole goal has been to gaslight my character, so they could destroy the power of my words, so to speak. They don't like what I have to say. So if they can make me look like a bad person, they can keep people from listening to me, right? And that's all it's ever been, really, you know. But yeah, so my family decided to move out of the country. We've been deciding this too. It's kind of, we wanted to do both. Own this place and live outside the country. But I'll have to come back to this place later, and if it's still available, and buy it then. But for the moment, I'm preparing to move out of the country, right? And so I made an announcement that my landlord is going through a terrible divorce, and he needs his property 1 month sooner than what we planned for, okay? And so I have to now use monies to buy Airbnbs and things like that until I leave. So I'm selling my furniture for that money, right? So I don't have to use my money. I can use the money from the furniture, because I'm not going to need the furniture. I can just sell the furniture, right? Instead of putting it in storage and having a bill, you could just sell the furniture if you know you're not coming back to it. Why would you keep it if you're not coming back to it, right? So when I say this, what the people of this saga do is take it, flip it, act like the universe is universing, and something bad is happening to me because I so-called bragged about my property to Callie. They want whatever they say to be true. The video is actually still up. Actually, Callie said, Kevin, you want to help me come out here and feed the homeless to fix your character, to clean up your character and what people think about you? You want to come? I'm trying to help you help yourself. You come out and help me with the homeless and get your life together. I showed Callie what my life looked like, so he could understand I don't need him to get my life together, and that he should get his together. I wanted him to see how dumb he looks, telling someone who clearly has their life together at least a little bit better than he does financially, that he shouldn't be sitting here giving me any information on how I can be better, because he could use that time to be better. I still haven't saw the documentary that he said he was making. He's still just talking about me. Now, unless there's money that come with that, unless that's going to get him closer to the marriage he wants with his girl, I think it's a waste of time, because I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to be mad. You're not going to destroy my life. And calling me names doesn't make me those names. So spinning out for hours and hours, yelling at me, talking shit, when I know if you saw me, you melt like hot butter. I know it. You've avoided me the whole time and tried to pretend like you're the one mad at me, but avoid me. You guys know this is dumb, right? Someone who's accusing you of doing something to them are chasing you around the world. For some reason, he doesn't want me to leave the country. For some reason, that's news to him. I don't care. I'm done caring. Sometimes, guys, you got to understand, when you realize somebody's powerless, they've done everything to ruin their own name. Since this guy's been talking, his own brother-in-law has came out and exposed him for raping a little girl and getting shot for it by her brother. His baby mama has came out here and exposed him for not taking care of his own daughter. Literally. I would hate to be him. I would hate to be him. It really takes all those other ladies to encourage him to get back up here and embarrass himself again. He used to know that he was embarrassing himself, but now he gets to laugh it all off as trolling. He tells blatant lies because he wants me to come out here and refute them. I don't care to, because I know my sister knows you said that. I don't care. You know what's crazy? I hear all that noise, right? I don't see a single soul. Look at this. Tell me if y'all see anybody down here. I don't see a single soul. Hang on. I don't see a single soul. It's like you're playing music or something on the dock. Is he going down to the dock with the other people? But yeah, having a good little time out there. Yeah, it's definitely boats going by, but I think it's people out here on the dock. I see another guy going down, but maybe they're about to get on a boat and head out because the trees, man, when it gets summertime, it blind all of that. You can't see it. It's very peaceful out here today, family. But listen, guys, Ringo, I respect what you're doing. I think what you're giving us is great advice, actually. I just don't know if they'll listen to it. What's up, Cree? How you doing, love? Hope everything's good with you. I saw old boy calling you bees too. Don't start denying that he's calling you that years from now, okay? But there's a person who denies that he called her a bee. Know that when you do that, I think so much more or less of you, if that's even a phrase, than I possibly can. Like, you know, this man called you and Angie that, and you will now fix your mouth to say he did not call you that, and that I did. Yeah, I think something fishy going on right there. I think you want Buck to think that I called you a bitch and that you want him to think Callie didn't, so he would be okay with y'all getting closer. And I know both of y'all like sex parties, but neither here nor there. It's a crazy world, man. When I see people behave the way they behave online. Peace to you, Chatty. What's up with you? I hope everything's good with you. I'm just on here trying to respond to Ringo. He's been making some good points addressing my family, but I wanted him to see that maybe somewhere in this I am wrong, and I'm not trying to deny any wrongness. But if I am, be more specific to that, brother, on what exactly it is I'm wrong about. And I think that you would be correct if I did monetize the video. I think I would be wrong for doing that, simply because it's just bad ethics, right? I get it. And so I did not monetize that video. I only did it to respond and I only responded, not to even go back and forth with my sister. If you notice, I never responded to her responding to me. So I saw the video of her so-called responding to me. Oh, that pissed me off. But I didn't come back out here. So what I needed to say was to protect my brand and my reputation. And I think we should always do that when we have a channel and people who care about our content, things of that nature. We should always protect ourselves. You know what I mean? But I don't have a problem with your advice. I think it's great advice. I do think everyone should look at this and reflect on their own families and really think about what if something like this happened to their own family and how would their family navigate it? And I promise you, it wouldn't be perfect because nobody's really had this happen to them. Everybody's talking about your family members and everything like that. It's a first. I've never seen anything like this thing. You understand? And I also want to ask this. All of you content creators out here who have brothers, put a 1 in the chat if those brothers have stepped out here to defend your name when bad things were said about you. Okay? Because I know there's a lot of females in this saga, and I'm sure you guys have siblings and brothers and sisters and whatnot, right? Are they on this saga in any way talking back for you or with you when your parents or sisters or children was talked about? Did they get out here on social media for you when you were called out of your name? Did they get on social media for you? Because I know that a lot of people on here, they try and tell Toya how brothers should protect their sister, but they themselves have siblings. Amora has siblings. None of them got on here to protect her. You understand? And so as many of them are telling Toya that we didn't do her right, it's really a play. You understand? It's really a play because nobody's siblings got on here for each other. Nobody's. Simone said, no, my brother haven't. Right. And I think any of you guys shouldn't even want you. There you go. Shay says, I don't put my brothers in any of my personal mess ever. Right. You guys shouldn't even want your brothers in it. Mentalizing the fact says your sister's husband, the internet allows people to use pseudonyms, which can lead to disinhibition, a state where people feel less constrained by social norms, and consequently, this often results in confrontational behavior online. You're absolutely right. And even when it's happening, you can't take it personal. You have to say this person speaking is in their ego. They want people to think they're tough. They don't want people to see their fear. They want people to think they're real. And so they're going to try to say the toughest things, period. I'm not built that way. I don't give a damn what anybody think. So I'm not trying to sit here and be on let me try to say the coolest shit I can say so people can think I'm tough. That to me, that's crazy. So I kind of know when that's happening. You know what I mean? And the thing about the internet is they can get in front of this little computer screen and say whatever into it and walk off thinking that those words that don't have any power to the people hearing them, but they do. Many of you guys saying, hear me responding to Tori that night made a lot of you guys cry. And that's how you know that this has gotten to us on a deeper level than really what it should. We should all learn from this type of stuff and grow from it, but we shouldn't be up here like the way we've been about it. You know, that's why I can appreciate people like Lupac, who demonstrates how to keep a level head while you do this content, because I've been doing content, I think definitely I have been doing content longer than her, but this is something I learned from her, something I had to learn from my brother, because I've never done content where you are, I guess, going back and forth with people on that type of level. So you have to learn from people who do that and show you the best ways to do it. You understand? D-Ham says, Kev, you was minding your business, doing your content. Those people was bothering you and talking about you and your wives and your kids. And they still are. That's how I know I've done nothing wrong to them, because all they can do is go into my content, my reels, and talk about me dancing or something I'm doing with my family, minding my business. You understand what I'm saying? And so you don't see any videos of me looking at their life to see how they celebrate or what they're doing with their family to criticize it. So that's how you know that I'm not doing anything to them. When they take the reels off of my page and post them on theirs, which I'm going to flag them, when they do that to talk about me dancing with my family or whatever, and then say, well, I'm mad at him. Oh, come on. And you posting that does not hurt me. It's just you wasting your time. And see, I know, because I've done it for years, go back and forth with people. And those hours that I'm sitting there going back and forth with them is doing nothing for me. And so I don't want to any longer talk in one direction when I'm supposed to be moving in another. You understand? And I think that's what a lot of people do. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do. To say you're going somewhere, but wake up and go somewhere else. To say you're going to do something, but wake up talking about something else. You understand? I refuse to give those guys back my energy. I have to focus it into the future on what I'm doing with my family and things of that nature. What happens is people cross your path and you never know how these people see you. Roots and Rebirth, welcome in, love. You never know how these people see you. You see what I'm saying? And so you're thinking you're just meeting somebody on a platonic or mutual level, but they actually see you as greater than them. And in their mind, they're thinking that their life's going to change from knowing you. You understand? And when it doesn't, they get angry, they get hurt. And sometimes if you try to cut those people off, they'll try and destroy you then too. And I know I've seen it, especially since I've been on social media. You know, and so while I'm just a content creator, a normal person with a content page, never called myself a celebrity, many people see me as that and make fun of that. They make fun because I'm not that. You're not a celebrity. You think you're. I've never said it, but they have to say this. And here's the kicker. Even though I'm not a celebrity, okay, the brain doesn't know the difference. And this is what I want people to understand, okay? We grew up watching celebrities on camera, okay, act. and they're acting out what they're scripted to act out. This is not their actual personality. So most of what you put on actors and singers, it's because of their PR, their stage character. Denzel Washington, you do not know him. You don't know him. Everything you've ever seen was scripted. You understand? But you guys will want to meet these people. You guys will want to know all about these people when they're just playing a part. And that's why a lot of us are so shocked that many of them are doing grapey things and disgusting, nasty, sexual things to get ahead and to stay ahead, to stay in the limelight. They're doing all of this stuff and we're shocked by it. But you don't know these people. And believe me, guys, I know a lot of actors because I work with a lot of actors. And I'm going to tell you something. They are some of the most, I would say, I hate to say it, but bland canvas type of people. They have very, they don't have boisterous personalities, a lot of them. A lot of them are very laid back and kind of like, I hate to say plain because that's not a good word and I'm not insulting them, but they are more like canvases, blank. They don't really have a big personality like that. That the characters they play do, but they actually don't. They're actually more regular than regular people, Lisa. They are more regular than regular people. They're almost like squares. If you get around a bunch of actors, you got to think these people are studying lines, practicing in the mirror all day. They're not out here in the streets being social and being cool and shit. So these are some of the most uncool, kind of weirded out type of people. I swear to you guys, I'm not making this up. I've had a slew of them around me, okay? And so I can tell that most of what people love about them is what they perceive about them, right? And so the phone is the same way. When you scroll every day and you see a person on your phone every day, even though they're normal people posting from their house, your brain puts them in a higher place, it makes more of them. And so when you meet them, you do feel some type of like you just met someone better than yourself or someone more special. I swear to God, and it's not even strangers that do this. Your own family can do this. And I'm not talking about Toya. I'm talking about cousins and all. You blow up on your social media page, you will learn that even your family, cousins and all, feel better when you come to the cookout, when you show up. I don't have an idea why it's like that, but the human mind is fucking brilliant. It's amazing how stupid it is and how smart it is. You understand? It's amazing. But yeah, if you're scrolling your social media page and you're constantly seeing a person daily, your brain will begin to do the same thing that it does when you're watching TV. It doesn't know the difference. Your brain is not going to say, well, this is just a phone. Or that's just TV. It's images in your brain. And so you start to think these people mean more than what they are. And so when you meet them, you may not even know what you're going to do if you meet them. You may not even know that you are not developed enough to be meeting people like that. Some people, man, I swear to God, they're not developed enough to actually be able to meet people who have something and have status or popularity, because it's going to affect this person in a way. I promise you guys, I've seen it a million times. Soon as this celebrity shows that he's with this person, take a picture with this person, something, the other person begin to think that they can throw their weight around. They better now. I swear, I've seen it. I've seen it. And so there's a real big power imbalance when it comes to people who have a large status or much more money than you. And it's not typically because of something that they're doing. It just happens whatever way. So if you got a whole lot more money than somebody and they get around you, they may not know that they're a user. They may not know that they're actually friends with you because of your money. They may not know that. You understand? And so they'll learn that they treat you differently than everybody else. When they need something, they come to you. Not even their own brothers and sisters and siblings, they come to you. And if you can't do it, they get mad now. And they don't know they're doing it. In their mind, they're thinking, but we're friends and you got it. Why can't you give it? To that person, guys, everybody's doing that to them. You got to understand this. When you say, well, you got it, why can't you just give it? You got it. Everybody's doing this to that person. And so eventually they just stop wanting to help people. And then people get mad at them. And the people who get mad at you for not helping them are the very people who you've helped before. They don't know they're going to do that. They don't know that if this person says no, I'm going to be reactive. They don't even know that. But there's a power imbalance. And because they're not prepared, anything can happen. It's just a fact. So not even you may know how you're going to react if you get in this person's presence. So you'll get around a person who seems like life is working for them. They got it going on. They fly. Girls like them. This is me. Okay. I've always had it like that. Girls are always going to like me. They always going to think I'm fly, whatever the case may be. Right. And a lot of dudes who sit around me hate me for that. They cannot stand me because of that. And so even when they don't say it out loud, there is a jealousy. There is. First, they want to be around me all the time. First, they be like, man, you cool, bro. You smooth. You get them all. It comes off as compliments. But I think they think when they get around you, it'll rub off. And when they realize that they are not you and they can't imitate you, they cannot be you, it turns into animosity. And if you look at it closely, you will notice most of the people, the person that they're mad at, they've tried to be them. Go look at their timeline. Go look. They've either kissed their ass, been all up under them, would have said how high if they told them to jump. And now all of a sudden they're the worst thing in the world. Make up your mind. The day you're mad at them, they're the worst person in the world. Cali, for instance, you got footage of him out here literally telling people, I've never scammed, that I've proven people wrong every time they tried to say it. He's saying this himself. Now he's the very one saying that I'm a scammer. You cannot let this stuff get to you, and I let it get to me for so long. It's just people talking. That's all it is. It's just people talking. And I'm going to say this and then I'm out. We look at this big old, we look at the Hollywood and we look at how it works and Illuminati and all this type of stuff, right? And how we say celebrities and stuff will sacrifice their young one and how, sacrifice their loved ones just to get out and stuff like that, right? I ain't going to doubt that. I'm not going to doubt that death can come to your loved ones in many ways. Maybe a threat. Maybe you're not doing something they want you to do. Maybe you're not always selling somebody's soul, but it could be many ways, right? But I also tell you this one. That celebrity, that athlete, that rich person, he don't always sell the souls of his loved ones. Sometimes they sell his. It's something about when family sees a family member take off and become successful. They instantly feel entitled. They believe that that person should be looking out for them because hey, we grew up together. You love me. You know the situation. And while they should, it's tribe. A mighty hunter should bring back meat for the whole tribe. It definitely makes sense. But for everyone to have their hand out to that one successful person, there's an imbalance. That means that everybody else is failing to become one of those people. So if you take this back to tribal days, right? If we're all hunting and I'm a mighty hunter, of course I'm going to bring back food for the whole tribe. I can't save it. It can't even go in the refrigerator. There is no refrigerator. We all got to eat. So if I brought back more meat than everybody, then we all just share. Absolutely. But if everybody is such a horrible hunter that they're all coming for my food, if I give it all, I'm going to starve. I'll never get to where I'm going to get. And now the tribe will be resting on my shoulders and they'll never get better at hunting because they're depending on me. And that's what can happen. You take people like my brother, celebrities and things like that, people like myself who come into something. Yeah, we'll always help out family, but we can't help out everybody all the time. And so what happens is you guys are supposed to watch your family members. If they got success, find out how they got it. Okay. And then try to access it with the same things because you made of the same soup. Maybe you have the same abilities. But if you don't get yourself there and then you have your hand out, but you didn't help them get there and you feel entitled, you are wrong. I didn't help my brother get his music out there. I didn't help him get more popular, but he did help me get more popular because he had a larger page. And when he would share me, more people would know who I was. When he would speak up for me, when I first came out about religion, more people would know who I was. So I can't say that I helped him build his page, but he can damn sure say he helped me build mine. So why would I have my hand out to him when he's done enough? You understand? So that's like me having a cousin who work out all the time, right? He big and strong, and everybody in the family know it. So when they need something lifted, they go to him. Now he telling them, all y'all got to do is get in this gym and work out. And they like, well, I tried it once. Well, you got to keep going. You got to keep on going. Somebody said, well, I tried it for 2 months. Well, we all got different genetics. Keep going. Trust me. You'd be surprised what you can unlock in yourself. He's telling them all, the way I got this strong is I worked out. I lifted weights every day, not once, not twice. I didn't stop after a week like you did. I kept going, right? Here goes the family. I just want you to lift something for me, though. I just want you to make my life easier. I want you to take the things you burden yourself with to make you better and use them to make my life easier. That's what I want. I don't want to do the work myself because you've done it. That ain't right that you making me go do it. And I swear to God, that's what it is, y'all. So why would I say, hey, bro, gimme, when he's saying, Kevin, put your content out. When my brother goes and sees my father can sing, and he says, Dad, you need to get on this camera and sing. He knows my daddy has a beautiful voice. If my daddy were to get out here and sing, he wouldn't struggle to ask nobody for medicine. And nobody ever knew he struggled for medicine. My father is a man's man. He don't say when he needs shit. I've offered my father money and he turned it down. Just the other day, he had a financial issue. Something happened. And I asked him if he needed some help. But he said, no, I got it. Some money he was expecting didn't come. And I said, man, you need some help? He said, no, I got it. I'll figure it out. That's the type of man he is. But my father would have so much more if he sung to the internet. But he does sing. He travels the world. Well, he travels his county and surrounding cities. He goes to different churches and things like that on Sundays singing. And he's a known superstar in our small county. He's known worldwide in our county. How can that be true, right? But I'm saying he's really like a star. People love him. Oh, that's Buddy Boy. Sing it. They love him singing. The world has not got a glimpse of my father. And it's because my father is nervous to sing. He has a great gift, but he's shy. And it's crazy because you never see a bit of that when he's singing in front of people at churches and stuff. He ain't shy at all. But for some reason, when it's not people in front of him, he's shy. When he's singing to a phone, likely looking at himself sing, he get a little shy. So Robert gets with him and tries to coach him into singing. You see, because Robert believes in helping people. If he can get you to use your gift to make money, yo, you got something. Even with Toya and OB, I wrote them some skits and told them I wanted to give them more and said, hey, act on the skits. As soon as you get this one done, we'll post it and I'll pay you guys based on how the skits do. Because I've done this with actors and made a lot of money. So I figured, why not just have my sister and her guy act out some of these skits and we all can make some bread. You see what I'm saying? And so she can tell you I've sent her scripts and she's actually sent me a skit. It just wasn't done that well. So I asked them to redo it, but they never did. But the truth is, I was trying to pull all of them from that and we all make content and focus on our endeavors and move forward in that way. Even on the day that Felicia came out and was doing her apology thing. And everybody was in her chat the day she apologized to Toya. When Toya tried to go through with that apology and she did forgive Felicia, that's why I don't understand why she's bringing up any angst against Felicia, whether it's true or not. I texted Toya and said, way to go. That's a step in the right direction. I am so proud of you. Now let's focus on our future and build our future. There's a text message that says that. Okay. I've tried. I've hit my family up. Dawn can tell you, I've hit my family up about doing a TV show where we have a psychiatrist come in and we all sit down and talk. And the psychiatrist helps us with it. And we do film it. I've called every one of them on this. Here recently, I was talking to a network. They always asking me about doing different shows. And they were asking me about doing a show where I marry another woman. And that's what they always want me to do. And so I'll never do it. But I did mention to them that me and my siblings have had the CDH1 gene, right? The cancer gene. And it's struck my whole family. And that could be good content that could help a lot of people. And the lady said it sounded absolutely amazing. And she would pitch it to her producers and get back to me. So Dawn, Robert, Keelany, Tyree, Key, if you guys are available and they hit me back, I'm going to be trying to get with y'all because they may do like a little documentary or even some type of show where they talk about our life after having our stomach removed to beat stomach cancer. You know what I mean? I think that could really be dope to help a lot of people. So I think, of course, the media is always trying to get stuff that they know will have shock value. But cancer has shock value. You want to see me marry another woman, but what about cancer? That has shock value. It can help a lot of people. And so yeah, she'll get back to me. We'll see, and I'll let you guys know. But that being said, man, I have tried to get us to come together and do something together. And it's just a fact. I have. And so a lot of the things you're suggesting and offering, I think the people in the saga can tell you, nah, Kevin has tried. Kevin's been there. Kevin's tried to talk with Talia directly. Kevin showed up right in the moment when she was upset. But what would happen is they would skew why I did it. So if I got up there to protect my sister, to talk her into getting off of there and handling this on the back end and telling her I do love her and apologizing that she felt like I wasn't there for her, what they would tell my sister is I'm only doing that to be seen. I'm only doing that for content. I'm only doing that for some personal reason. When if she wasn't up there stressing this need for love, I wouldn't be up there with her. So to say I'm up there with an agenda is asinine. You understand? But anything I do will get twisted by the other side, and that's how I know that it's just malicious. This is not something that's rooted in anything righteous. And like I said, these people say they believe in God. Now I can understand Callie and different people like that because they do not believe in God. They understand that life, it just is what it is, man. Make the best of it. It just is what it is. They get that. So their morals and stuff like that, I'm not shocked by their behavior. Why they don't have a need to change, there's nothing in them. But and also I don't want people to only do right because they believe in God. Like when someone says God laid it on my heart to apologize, I don't give a shit about that. I don't care about somebody apologizing to me because they feel like the God they believe in told them to. I care about people actually recognizing what they did to me was wrong and then saying, you know, I apologize for that. But don't tell me you trying to get closer to your God. So that's why you apologizing to me. Man, you can keep that. You could have saved that. You can just go get close with your God. God will do whatever you want to because he's in your head. That works with God. Guys, you can go to God and repent, and God will forgive you and separate your sins as far as the east is from the west. God will do that. That's the literature about God. That's not people. So when you wrong people and you wrong them for months and you run them down, you do the worst to them. You going to them and crying and saying you sorry does not fix their pain. It doesn't heal them. It doesn't restore them. It does none of that. So you just have to go live a better life and know that the pain you brought on people, they'll likely still suffer from it. It'll likely leave a scar. They'll likely be forever different from what you did. Your apology is only making you feel better. It's not changing that person. It's not making them better. It's not healing them. So just pick yourself up and go on and make your life better and stop hurting others. But I can come back and apologize to you for what I said about you, but it don't fix you. It doesn't repair you. I'm only trying to settle my own feelings in my head because I'm trying to get close to this thing I believe in, but you're good on that. And will I say, I'm not going to be mad at you for apologizing because you believe God told you to, but just know it don't heal me. Know it did nothing for me. Know that you got to say that and it felt good for you. And that's just how I see it, you know. But for people who believe in God and they can act any kind of way as if God does not exist, I say you don't believe in God. I say you're lying. I say that you're saying that to make yourself feel better as a platitude, but you do not actually believe in God. There's no way you could come out here and say you believe in God. God sees all and know all, and you will get out here and act the way you're acting, and you truly believe in heaven and hell. And a lot of you guys didn't like me in the beginning or even now because I don't believe in God. But I'm gonna tell y'all guys something. I don't believe in God for my own reasons. It's not because of how humans act, but if I were to gauge how humans act and that dictated whether or not I believed in God, I would not believe in God. The way you guys act, I would not believe in God. I could believe in God if people like Sister Teacher, not Sister Teacher, but gosh, what's the lady's name who be working with Lupac sometimes? The preaching such and such. Her, she holds her conviction very high. I think she believes in God. You understand? There are some people who hold their convictions very high. And I could say I believe they actually do believe in a God. But people who can live their life any kind of way. When I believed in God, trigger preacher, yeah. When I believed in God, y'all, I was in church all the time. And that's why somebody can call me a square and say I'm not out here doing crimes, because I was in church. I wanted to go to heaven. I wanted to be closer to my God. Do you understand? That's why I have so much knowledge when it comes to religion, because I was trying to get closer to my God. I didn't want to live a life that upset God. And I believe that God could come back at any time. And there's a heaven or hell to pay for your sins. And I didn't want to upset that God. And I was a worshiper. I sit on the front row. I wanted to know everything about God. I wanted to be close with God all the time. And when I was out of the will of God or in sin, I felt far from God. I always did. Um, and so I wanted to feel close to God. So I stayed out of trouble because I felt farther from God when I was doing things that disagree with the Bible and things of that nature. You understand? But I don't understand others who say they believe in God, but take no care to get to know God, to read the Bible, to understand all of that stuff. And I can't judge you guys, but you say you believe in God. You say that. Y'all say that. But you'll get up here and lie and I don't want to say cuss, because why would God care about English words, right? If there are cuss words, they had to have existed a long time ago. And well, God don't have no original language. Everything that's ever been written about God was language from men. But if God had an original language, that's what cuss words would be. They wouldn't be in languages that was made by man years later. Okay, so I don't believe cussing is a sin, because why would God take words that humans made and say, yeah, you say it's a cuss word, so I say it is too. That makes dumb sense. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think a God who's that profound would care about humans' puny languages and then take those languages and say that they're cuss words inside of those languages. I just don't believe that. But I do believe that God would look at character, your intentions, okay? Your actual intentions, the things you do with your conscious mind, because we all are monsters. We all walk out here and step on animals and insects every day and kill them. We're all giants who knock over the world and don't know it. We're all evil and don't know it. We all are. And we just don't know it. But if you were an ant, you would hate you. If you were a roach, you would hate you. If you were an animal in this planet, honestly, you would hate you. And you don't know it because it's your nature. The lion doesn't know he's a monster. The gazelle does. You understand? So we as humans are honestly monsters, and we don't know it. You understand? And so we're trying to have some type of character or morals about ourselves, but truth be told, they're just in your own head. I promise you. I promise you guys. Whether a good person or a bad person was in a car accident, somebody is dead. Nothing matters. And that's the plight of a genius, someone who's aware. But if I were God, people who consciously do wrong to other people who consciously hurt other people, consciously now, I'm talking about planning it out, doing it on purpose, there wouldn't be a hell for you. And there would be a hell, but it wouldn't be just fire and brimstone and burning you for eternity. It would be, you would have to be an indentured servant to any person that you consciously offended until that debt was paid. And only once you repaid all of your karmic debts, you could reincarnate. If I were God, you would have to be indebted spiritually to the people that you wronged on earth consciously. Now, we all do each other wrong, not knowing it. But I'm talking about consciously. Go out of your way to hurt someone. Yeah, that's what I would do if I were God. I don't really see the point in the literary version of hell where you just burn forever and there's no point to it. You don't get to learn your lesson. You don't get to come back and try again. It's just you're burning forever. I don't really see the point in that. To me, it's written to make people feel scared. And every book has its own version of hell. Hindu has its own version of hell. But the biblical version of hell is eternal brimfire, right? Eternal fire, brimstone. And that's their idea of God. But for me, it would be, like I said, indentured servanthood. And I get that the idea of hell is because it's a part of the mind. When you go to get angry at somebody, it is you who is on fire. It's you who feel the fire. And even sadness and mourning and all these, they create emotions only inside of yourself. So I do understand the concept of hell. And believe me, all my haters are in it. And that's how I know I'm a godly being, because all of my haters go to hell. They're in hell and they're screaming, trying to get my attention. They wake up every day angry at me. And what proves it is they have to make a video. They have to tell the world they're still angry at me, that they're upset at me, that they don't like me. And that's what they're doing. They're not the ones that's happy, guys. They're the ones that's in hell because they still got something on their chest. I don't. Even the things they do today, the things they did yesterday, I don't have anything on my chest. While they still claim to be mad about something I said to them months ago, they're saying something today, and I still don't give a damn. That just lets me know how much power I have over them
that they can still be angry about some argument we had months ago. You understand? So I have no time for pathetic, puny people who can't pick themselves up and move forward. You got to move forward, because if you waste your time dealing with those people, your life won't move forward either. It doesn't matter who's right. Both the people who's arguing are getting nothing done. It doesn't matter who's right. And so I choose to rest in the idea that I have a mission and a purpose and a future. And the conversations, the things that don't actually help with that, I want to completely cut them off and just be a doer. And just be a doer. You understand? If Callie woke up every day and did something to his documentary, it would be completed. But instead, he wakes up every day to think about me. And the people who work with him are the same way. You would think, Kevin, you should be mad about that. But actually, I think it's funny. When you learn to remove your emotions and don't let people hurt your feelings, knowing that I'm doing something to get me to my mission and they're still crashing out, going nowhere, is actually funny to me. And that's what I laugh about. I will never respond back to them with something that they said. I'll never respond back because I won't listen. But I'll see the video and I'll laugh to myself and say, they're still in hell. And I'm not putting them there. Trust me, you'll see me dancing to songs with my wives and kids put them back in hell. When you see them make videos about me, they're talking about shit like that. One of them talking about what my wives look like. I'm the one that got to kiss them and lay up with them. I don't know what you telling me to do anything with them for. This tells me that you're sick. You're very sick. And typically, the things people are saying about people say about them. And I know they don't like it. But they'll use the same joke that's said about them to somebody else. Why would I care what you say? Can you guys imagine somebody that's ugly as all outside pointing at you to call you ugly? Can you imagine that? The feeling is not anger, it's laughter. And I don't know if they understand that. I don't know if they understand that. My wives are beautiful, but everybody has what we would call a flaw. And this is what creates the insecurities inside of ourselves, right? And so we're looking at trees trying to find limbs out of the way, but everything is beautiful. We're looking at flowers trying to find petals that's out of the way, but everything is I am. Everything is beautiful. So to fix your mouth and call a person ugly, and when I say ugly is all outside, you know what I'm talking about. Ugly behavior. I don't call people ugly. I don't believe in looking at a tree and saying that limb should be there, that should be there. That's wrong, because it's all about perspective. You understand? But some people look at life through that lens, right? And while I do know beauty exists, I don't believe ugly does. I don't know why that flower stands out to me over that one, why I find that one so beautiful. And there's no one who told me aesthetically how to judge that flower, right? But it stood out to me. That tree right there is the most beautiful tree in this backyard to me. You understand? It means nothing. It's arbitrary. We're all nature. We're all just life being. So to judge me and say, Kevin, I don't like your face, I don't like your teeth, your ears, your body type, is weird. When I'm not in control of any of that, guys, I'm just being, And I'll say this right here. My brother, LaTruth, right? Y'all see how hard I go for my brother, right? I love my brother. And I got 3 other brothers. And I can honestly say this, even if my other brothers were listening, because of perception, I love my brother LaTruth the most. Not even love him the most, but I'm more fond of him than I am of all of my other male siblings, right? Not of my female siblings, but my male siblings. I'm more fond of my brother than the other ones. Why? Is it because I grew up with Robert and not them? Actually, no. I am more fond of my brother simply because I can see my mama in his face. He looked just like her to me. And it's hard for me to separate the two a lot of times. So I have a deeper connection or fondness for my brother simply because I can't see him without seeing my mama, man. And my other brothers didn't do anything to deserve for me to love my other brother the most, right? And I don't love him the most. I do anything for any one of them. But I am more fond of my brother, the truth, because I can see my mother in his face. And some people are like this with everything in life. You like this person, not necessarily more, but there's a deeper connection or whatever the case may be. And it's not anyone's choosing. You guys know, coming into this saga, I asked a lot of you guys to speak out for me, to listen to all of the things that were being said about me and cover them, right? Because the way you guys were covering for my brother, man, I wish I could have had something like that. You know, and so there were times when people would come to my brother and say things like, your brother is so jealous of you. Your brother wants to be just like you. There were times people would come to me saying, your brother's so jealous of you. He copies everything you do. He wants to be just like you. He wants 2 wives like you. I'm serious. The same way they try and uproot me and Toya, or Toya and me and my brother from each other, they tried the same thing with us. You understand? Rakita says, I concur, my brother looks just like our dad. Right. And you can't help that you naturally feel this connection deeper to them because of whatever reason. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he is my mama's twin, boy. He really is. But either way, people try to turn us against each other. And like, that's why I can say I felt a lot of what Toya has felt, but because we didn't necessarily talk about them, and she has her own mind to do with it what she wants, we kind of metabolize it in different ways. I was upset when people didn't protect me like they did Robert, but I understand it is about views. Toya ain't lying about that. This is not all genuine love for my brother. It's not. A lot of it is that it is monetizable content, that it is content that can get you views, and I can't be mad about that, y'all. Like, if you want to say, well, damn, they only doing it because it's worth it to them. It has to be worth it to them because it has to bring them the views if they're going to do the work. Well, can I be mad about that? No, I can't be mad about that. I think Lupac even said it herself. I'm not doing it if it ain't paying me. This doesn't mean I hate you or anybody, but I cover content that's best for my page going forward, because if you don't, guys, you are putting your page on the line. If you share content or review content that your viewers would not be interested in, it does hurt your page. It actually does. So it's best to review things that they like. And it's sad because it kind of gives them control over you. And you're not just at free reign to put out what you want to, but it is a business, and you got to sell people the products that they want. Peace to you, Realistic. Thank you so much. Peace to you. So you got to give them the product that they want, kind of. You know what I mean? And so I can see why people who defended me didn't get what they wanted. They thought that defending me would get them some more views and things like that. My name is known worldwide, but talking about me doesn't bring you content. It just doesn't. It doesn't bring Cali content. It doesn't bring him viewers, I should say. He's out saying the most egregious things about me. And what's pissing me off is what he's saying. It's not pissing me off that he's getting views, because he's not. And so I can understand. Well, I didn't get upset with you content creators individually, but I was upset with how it looked. It seemed like nobody would defend me, but they'll defend my brother real quickly, right? But then after you think about it, because that's a natural response, you'll say, damn, they only showing love to him, or they protect him, but not me. But once you think about it, you start realizing, okay, wait a second. I'm upset about what this person is saying. They don't even believe him. So I'm wanting people to cover what he's saying, cover what I'm saying, really do a real review, as if people in the world are actually believing what this guy is saying. Yo, he said I was a scammer. Come get all my videos. Go get all of theirs. Upper can tell you I went to her personally, because I love how she breaks videos down. I love how intelligent she is, right? And I know she wouldn't be biased. She doesn't know me like that. So I know she wouldn't be biased. So take a look at everything Callie's saying. Take a look at everything I'm saying, right? She didn't cover it. Toya, I can understand how you felt in many ways. But you also have to understand that the people who are not covering it, who are not doing it, whatever, for whatever reason, That's their reason, and it is what it is. And mostly they don't think that you need it. I can tell you, when I see Upper and Lupac and Chad and the likes of them even come out and reveal themselves, it's because they were emotionally drawn to this situation and felt strongly in their heart that this man was innocent. It wasn't initially just for Robert. They was brought to the forefront because something resonated with them, and it was inside of them. They weren't even around during the time of me and Callie's falling out. And so you came in the saga a little bit later to defend my brother also. So they're seeing you as also a defender. You're not on trial, but Robert is. And if you think about this, everything you said happened to you has happened to Robert. And he's handling it, man. And as tough as it is for you to handle, you got to handle it too. Just like I have to handle it too. And I can come out here kicking and screaming and trying to be mad and fight, or be mad and yell, or whatever the case may be, knowing that what they're doing is wrong. Talking about my son the way they do, right? It's absolutely wrong to talk about a child, but I'm not the one talking about my son. They are. That's their own shit. And I don't actually believe nothing gonna happen to him, because I don't believe in God in that way. I don't believe that if you say something mean to somebody, something gonna happen to you. You have your words. You can use them however you see fit. That's your life. But while you sitting here talking on them, know that you're not doing anything for your future. And that's your punishment, is that the universe or God has the world for you. The whole world is out here for you to manifest your gifts and your destiny. And each time you spend it on somebody else, that's the further you get from yours. So when you die, what you revealed about yourself wasn't on God. It wasn't on the people. It was on you and your reactions and your decision making that kept you from your purpose. And you have to realize that. So regardless if I'm right to stop and go back and forth with Callie or one of them, right? If I'm justified in being angry to go back on them, right? What's happening for my life while I'm speaking to them? Nothing's happening for my life. My mission and my purpose is not being fulfilled while I'm talking back at them, even if I feel justified and right. They'll only lie about what they did. These are the type of people you have to screen record everything they do and say, because they actually have no integrity. They'll say and do some shit, but then when something benefit them, they'll lie and say they didn't do the shit. Like right now, he wants to get close to my sister, right? So he wants to deny ever talking bad about her. And this dude comes out here and tries to act tough and hard and like he don't lie, but he will blatantly lie because he knows you guys saw it. But he wants me to come out and respond to it, to be mad. Yeah, you did. Bruh, if you say you didn't say it, you didn't say it. How is that? Because to even sit and watch you and screen record to prove it later, to hold it for when this happened, it's all stupid when I could just go right down to the courthouse and file. Don't show me how to do it. Because it's stupid. So they want your energy in the form of responding with aggression and pain. So they can see that as they got you to crash out. They got you to be in your emotions, and they see that as a win. Don't respond in that way. Don't get in your energy. I get it now. I didn't understand it at first. Y'all was running me all through there, had me so upset. But when you realize that people know the deal, it is what it is. And one thing that one of my areas of growth I had to learn is that you can't shape everybody's opinion of you. Thank you so much, Rakita Pender. You can't shape everyone's opinion of you. They're going to think whatever they want to think. And that's just the facts, man. And so I think that life is here kind of for everybody to observe. So whatever's put out here about my family, whatever's said about me, grow from it. That's all I can say. Grow from it. Learn how to take these things and make them practical and apply them to yourself, and learn from it. And maybe go back into your family and say, you know what? Before I let my family get that far as theirs, I'm going to go and make sure I make things right with my family. Because tomorrow is not promised. You know, it just isn't. And I say that as a matter of fact, okay? It just is not promised. Nobody here is guaranteed a tomorrow. You're not even guaranteed your next few seconds. You understand? And so it's very important to address issues when you see them happening, because family is very important. Ringo, you know I believe in family. I love it more than anything, you know, but I have no control over the family I was born into. I only have control over the family that I created. I love the family I was born into, but I have to reason with that family. I have to agree with that family. I don't lead that family. Okay, so you've heard my sister say several times, I told daddy I wasn't getting on here and saying anything else, but then she'll just go right into saying things. I told daddy I wasn't going to post a receipt, and then she'll post some text message of something. So she's telling daddy she's not going to do it, but she's doing it. So not even daddy gets respect. Not even daddy gets honesty. Toya is grown, and she doesn't owe it to daddy to behave or mind him or anything like that. But to tell him you're going to do one thing with and do another, it shows that I have no power to try to speak into this thing, because that's daddy. That's daddy right there. And she's telling him one thing and doing another. And so when you understand that, you realize people are going to do what they want to do. And I realized that, Kevin, all this talking you're doing to try to calm your sisters down from this blow up, this that they have issues between the two of them, and they're going to hash them out. And everybody was telling me, Kevin, I see what you're trying to do, but you know, you ain't nothing you can do about that. And I know you guys remember me saying, y'all go ahead and do what y'all got to do. Whatever it turns into is what it turns into, you know. But to me, to ask somebody, for a lot of these people who say Kevin didn't protect me when I was being talked about and I protected him, I get it, and I've apologized, right, if you felt that way. But this is what I'm going to say. The reason you guys don't have any power with me when you guys come out here and do the victim thing like that is because you're teaming up with the very people who was punching on you. So if you say, Kevin, you didn't help me when Amora was beating my ass, I kind of don't hear you if you're over there being cool with Amora. I can't be worse than the person who was beating your ass. I mean, and take Robert, for instance. Robert is being jumped by the internet, and he's not protecting even himself. He's pretty much, if you could look at it and put it into a fight, actual fist fight, he's on the ground covering up while he's being stomped out and jumped. He's not helping himself at all. So he's being jumped. If I decide to jump in that fight and I see my brother laying down not doing a damn thing, if I decide to jump in that fight, shouldn't I still expect him to lay there and not do a damn thing? And if I'm jumping in that fight, isn't it to take that ass whooping with him? Just imagine he's on the ground covering up. He ain't even fighting back. I jump in to help him fight, and he's still laying there. And I'm yelling at him, get up and help me fight. They're jumping me now. Why would he get up? He wouldn't even help himself. So what you're going to do is team up with the people who jumping y'all, and all of y'all jumping. I'm trying to understand that. If my brother's fighting and I jump in to help him fight, if we both get our asses whooped and ain't nothing he can do to help me, imagine me saying, you let them beat me up. How? He didn't do that. If I jump in a fight and help my brother fight and I take some damage and me and my brother are walking home, I can't be telling my brother, hey, bro, look what they did to me right here. Look at this woman, that one. And look at the black eye they gave me. He got black eyes too. If I jump in and protect my brother, I'm saying for myself, I'm willing to die behind my brother. It don't matter if we win or lose. When you stand up and speak business, family, when you stand up and speak your truth, it shouldn't be for an outcome. It should be, if I die speaking this truth, it is what it is. The reason that people are upset with me is because they thought they're going to get something out of me, because they can say, well, I'm mad at you for not defending me, but that don't even make no damn sense. That doesn't make any sense. I grew up fighting, and never once have I ever fussed at the person I was helping fight, even if they wasn't fighting back. Never once. And I've never gotten my ass beat, but if I would have, I wouldn't blame the person I was jumping in to fight for. So if somebody whipped my brother ass, he beat my brother ass, and I jump in and fight him too, if he beat my ass too, then he just beat both our ass. But I'm not going to sit by and watch my brother get his ass whooped. So if he do beat both our ass, now I'm mad at Robert, and I want to run and join that dude, and me and that dude going to stand together while I tell Robert how much he didn't help me, and while I tell him the reason I'm mad at him is because of all the things that people did to me. But the things that people did to me, I'm standing with those people. How is the person who don't help you worse than the people who was kicking your ass? And why would you team up with the people who was kicking your ass to jump the one who didn't help you? If that's the case, you know you're with the worst one, the one who wasn't helping you. They also wasn't beating your ass. It's nasty work. So the one who talking about your mama, talking about your kids, talking about them, you join with them, mad at the people who didn't defend you from them talking about them. I don't even understand that. That's why I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie. I'd never team up with the person who beat my ass to go jump the person who didn't help me. I'd never team up with a person who beat my ass, period. Period. It never happened. So while I see someone saying, you watch this happen to me, they called DSS on me, they talked about my mama, they talked about my kids, they talked about my husband, they talked about my wife, they talked about who exactly talked about them? Who? Break these things down individually and say who did them. Break these things down individually and say who did those things to you. Now tell me why you're right there then. This is why it sucks to be a genius, to be aware, to know that you're being played by the very person who said they love you. To know that people who love you may not even actually love you. They're just around for the experience, and they might not even actually know that. My brother said something a long time ago. He said, I love salmon. I said, boy, you don't love salmon, because I'm always the intellectual poking holes in what somebody say, right? Yeah, I do love salmon. Boy, you don't love salmon. Yes, I do. Bro, if you love salmon, you'd be trying to protect salmon. You've never done a petition to save salmon. I've never seen you try and buy salmon and free it back in the ocean, nothing like that. And he goes, no, I love salmon because I like the taste of salmon. Okay, so you are a monster to salmon. You actually don't love salmon. You like the taste of salmon. So you loving salmon and liking the taste of salmon is two different things, right? I'm sure you guys understand this. And so many times you guys might say, I love beef. I love this. I love that. You love it for the experience it gives you. You don't actually outwardly love it. You inwardly love it. Do you understand? It's the same as, say, if a person's touching on you, right? They touching on you for what you feel like to their fingertips and what you look like to their eyes, right? Not because they love you. And ladies, I know you understand this. A person can want you with all his might and believe he's in love with you, but you know he's infatuated. You know that he's in love with what you look like. You know that because you know that he doesn't actually give you his true emotions. He doesn't seem to care when you give him something that is truly spiritual or weighing you down. But he'll fuck all day long, right? And I'm sure you guys understand that this guy has the hots for you. And based on his physical attraction to you, he seems to very much love you. But mentally, he is far away. This is because he loves you internally, not externally. We taste internally. We eat food for what it internally tastes like. I like the taste of this. But when you eat food for what it externally does for you, your food that you taste won't be so good. You understand? Good foods for you actually don't taste as good for your body, to your tongue. Your tongue is a liar. And I don't just mean by what it say, I mean by what it receives. It receives taste buds. We think our tongue is just for talking, but it's also an antenna. It's for receiving. So when you taste something and the other person beside me tastes something, we come up with two far different flavors, right? Someone can think it's disgusting. Someone can think it's good. And this is just the facts. So let us eat our salmon, Kevin. Eat your salmon. I ain't judging you. I'm just saying, know that if you love salmon, you love the taste of salmon. You don't love salmon. There's no love for salmon at all. In fact, your love for what you call in salmon is the very thing killing the salmon. You understand? It's just a fact. If you didn't love salmon so much, salmon could have a better life. Let's just be real, right? And we call that love. So you got to understand, life is complex, man. Some people are around you for the same reasons. They don't love you. They don't care about you. You taste good to them. Your body, your energy They are consuming you, and that's why they are around you. They like what they get from you. There's a content creator who used to post up pictures of her damn dog so she could put her dog in a handsome contest with me. You know that the internet is undefeated. When people do weird shit like that, and I overlooked it, and I should have knew right then that this person is kind of throwed. I should have knew it right then when we're off minding our business. She got her own man to worry about, her own husband, but she looked at her dog and was like, damn, he got some eyes like Kevin. He got that GQ look. Let me take a picture of my dog and put it up here online. I'd never do that. People do weird things with the internet, and you never know how much you've gotten into someone's soul and psyche and being like that. You never know how much someone is connected to you in that way. And so you got to look for signs of just weird shit. Weird shit. You understand? People get obsessed, and often they don't know when they're obsessed. And so you trying to convince them they're obsessed is impossible. Or you convincing them that they're obsessed is impossible. So when you're sick, your body tells you. When you are physically sick, your body tells you. You don't feel good. You feel tired. You feel weak. You feel hot. But when you're mentally sick, there are no alarm systems for that. You don't know that you're mentally sick. So when you don't know you're obsessed, there's nobody typically around to tell you. You just kind of lash out and go there. And that's why you need people who can be honest with you and reel you back in and tell you when you're out here looking stupid. And if you don't have somebody like that, that's how you know there's nobody around that loves you, because they don't try to keep you from making bad decisions. They don't try and tell you the truth, even when you may not like it. They don't try and make you feel justified in every little thing you do. The very people on here that's justifying my sister, so-called speaking out on us, would never do that to their brothers. And if my sister wanted an honest opinion from them, they would say to them, Toy would say to them, if you believe what I'm doing is right, get on your platform and say out of your mouth that you would do that exact same thing to your brother. Put your brand on it. Say with your mouth, I would do the exact same thing to my brothers if I was Toya. Even if you're lying, say it. I just want your channel to hear you say it. I want the world to hear you say it. I want your brothers to hear you say it. If you saying that Toya was right in how she went about this, not right about how she felt, not wrong about right or wrong in how she felt, but how she's going about this, and you truly believe she's right, all of you aren't here trying to justify her behavior. Put it up here and put your brand on it, that you would do the exact same things to your social medias. To your brothers. And Ringo, as you are out here hearing from different commenters and seeing different videos, and they're trying to, for some reason, they think your opinion can make or break the saga or something. So they want to skew your opinion so you can't have your honest opinion. I don't know why they do that, because whether or not you agree with what I was doing or not, it wouldn't make or break us. It's your opinion. You understand? But they want to skew that so badly because they're so invested in whatever your opinion is. But I do appreciate you doing your own research. But I want you to notice something really specific here. When they talk about me and what I've so-called done to my sister, notice they are never specific. They're actually never specific into anything that I've said or done. They try to say I basically did something. He basically tried to make Callie feel bad for where he lived. He basically tried to tell Toya that he would be friends with Amber over her. He basically did these things. No. Callie asked me to donate him money to feed the homeless so he could help me build my reputation. And I said, boy, fuck you. I wouldn't give you shit. I wouldn't piss on you to put you out. And I wouldn't ask you to piss on me if I was on fire. I wouldn't ask anything from you. If I was homeless, I wouldn't take a tent from you. I wouldn't. If it was the case, I would sleep and let the rain fall on my damn head before I take anything from this man. That's what my live was saying. Every time he loses and gets mollywopped because he's an idiot and he's easy to respond to and make look stupid. But when I do that, they want to flip it and try to demonize my video or my response so he can feel better. And he's dumb enough to believe that he can stand a chance. He knows that he followed me for years trying to be just like me. looked up to me, thought I was a god, y'all. The dude used to worship me. He used to put me on his videos on camera and sit his children in front of my videos to watch them because he didn't have the mental capacity to teach what I was teaching. He's went from that to now trying to portray me as a devil. But he's the only one who's being demonic. Dawn says, some people never stop judging you, even if you sacrifice your self-esteem to remove the hatred from their mind. You're right. Trying to clear their misunderstandings results in nothing except destruction of your own peace of mind. You're absolutely right, Dawn. Down south. Right. The realistic says that's why I regard not having another baby, because if I did have a sister, nobody on this earth could pull us apart. I'm very big on family values. I would never turn on my family. Yeah, me either, yo. I couldn't do it, man. Nah, family's everything. And you guys may be saying, well, blood ain't thicker than water. Blood ain't thicker than water. I've been hearing that reiterated. But I want you guys to understand something. That term is not about how family treats you. You understand that? This is not about how quick family can treat you badly and how quick people who are not your family can treat you good. That term is to understand, despite that, family is the most important. Despite the fact that family can be some of the most horrible people around you, and strangers can be some of the best, family is more important. I'm gonna show you what that means. Look 1,000 years into the future. Okay, say me today, I choose to work with people who are not my family because they treat me better. 1,000 years into the future, what did that do for my family? But if I choose to spend with my family, work with my family, build businesses with my family, regardless of how they treat me, my bloodline 1,000 years from now will be richer because we ignored the things we didn't get along about in our head and we focused on our genes, the future. Okay, the future. Now, animals tell you this every day. They stay with their tribes. They don't leave them and go hunt with somebody else because they would know no matter how much food I catch with these strangers who are nice to me, my family don't get to eat from this. So you hunt with your family even if you argue while you do it. And 1,000 years from now, your family, even if you still arguing, you're not out here with your hands out begging. You got something because y'all kept it within the family and y'all built it up. And you didn't lose it because you couldn't get along. That is the dumbest reason to not work with your family, because you don't get along. That is the stupidest reason. Because your timeline in your decade that you live in is your contribution to your family. You would fuck it up in your timeline so that your future children don't get access to family because you chose to disown your family for strangers that treated you nice. I'm not saying you have to be friends with your family, but I'm saying the help that you give others, the working with, the building of the businesses and things like that, that should be within your family line, because that is a contract that cannot be broken. If me and my brother start a business together and we don't get along, if we die, our children still reap the benefits from it. And they may not have those same arguments as me and my brother. That money's still there though. But if me and my brother don't like each other and we never work together, there's nothing to pass to our children based on that business that we made, right? So it's not about who gets along. It's not about who friends and who laugh at the same shit and who watch the same movies and vibe together. You understand? And the Caucasian people know this, okay? Whether they like each other or not, they spend with each other, they support each other's businesses, and because of that, they're straight, financially straight. So when we start talking about white money, it's happening despite their disagreements. When we start talking about black money, it's happening because of their disagreements. Do you understand? Because we'll find any reason not to work together. Any reason. Should a person have a duty to give to his family if his life is successful? Yes. But it's not his responsibility to give his family everything they need. That would weaken the family. So once you see somebody like my brother, right? He takes off, he becomes one of the most successful people in the family financially, right? That's not for everybody to reach out to my brother wanting money from him, okay? It's for us to encourage others now to be more like Robert. Learn from Robert. Get with your siblings who can learn from Robert and cousins who can learn from Robert. Y'all get with him and learn what he does. My brother can tell you, while many of my cousins and siblings and things like that praise him for how far he's went in life, he can tell you, he's told them, get on here with your same skill sets. Y'all heard my brother rap, right? Y'all should hear me rap. You should hear some of my other cousins rap. The reason you guys know who my brother is because he don't stop creating. And that's beautiful. That's actually more powerful than the talent itself. I have cousins that'll blow your mind with their talent, and they just don't get out here and show it. But I bet you they can't say Robert didn't tell them to. I bet you they can't say Robert didn't show them how to. So to sit here and say, well, Robert, you haven't helped the whole family. He shouldn't. It's not his job to say he didn't put a tombstone on his mama's grave. It's unfair. It's unfair to tell victims of losing their mother that they ain't shit because they didn't put a tombstone on their mother's grave. That's crazy as hell. There's no character flaw in not putting a tombstone on your mother's grave. Your mother dead. You already went through a fucking enough. So to judge you because you didn't put a tombstone on a grave, cost you had some money, is stupid when you know that person is dead. They're gone. They're not coming back. And everybody don't look at life the same as you. I certainly don't. So somebody say, well, I go to your mother's grave and visit it more than you do, and you will keep visiting it more than I do. Because my mama right here with me. She in my DNA. She's not in no damn ground. That version of my mother is passed on. You ever heard that word, passed on? It means dead. I don't know if you remember the scripture in the Bible when Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. What are you doing worried about dead people for? Let the dead bury the dead. Let the people who have no life within them sit around and mourn. People who not here no more. Because the dead is actually still with you. My mama is as much with me as she's always been. She is my DNA. I'm made out of her tissue and sinew. I have my daddy's blood, but I'm made out of my mama's DNA. She's forever with me. I don't got to go to no grave to see her. And I don't believe in tombstones or none of that shit. So that's tradition that we do that shit with. When I grew up, I didn't even know where my mama was born, or was buried. Nobody told me. I didn't even find out where she was buried until I was in my late 20s or some shit. I would ask, where's mama buried? Now, she buried over there in Dawkins Grove, over in such and such, but nobody took us over there. So when we went, it was a damn hunt to find a damn grave. And while I'm very appreciative of Dawn's father for putting that tombstone there, that wasn't any of our responsibility. So to judge my brother for not putting a tombstone on a grave is just weak. It's just weak. What did he do to you? My mama is not even there no more, worrying about no damn tombstone. And I also heard somebody say, your mama be tossing and turning in her grave. Well, she's not, because she dead, yo. People don't toss and turn in their fucking graves. When they die, they gone. But people will say shit like that to hold some type of guilt over you to try and hurt you in some way, while they can try to feel justified in playing with your mama name. She dead as dead can get. She ain't sitting here thinking about what what her siblings doing. She ain't tossing and turning in her grave. None of that shit. And everybody who's dead is dead as dead can get. Worry about your life, man. Your life, yours, not who somebody else is mourning, not who somebody else is going to their grave. I don't understand many of the things that came out of this little short argument shit. I don't understand it at all. So now there's a tombstone on mama's grave. What now? Do I get her back? Is she more comfortable? Oh, people can walk up to it and see, oh, before and after. Hash marks and years and dates and shit, right? I ain't even get to know the lady. Give a fuck about that. What are you talking about? The people you guys are talking to spent their entire life without having a mother to encourage them, to tell them they were handsome and beautiful, to tell them they could do it when the world told them they couldn't. They never had that. Don't even know what that's like. And you talking about a tombstone to prove they're a good son. Or I don't know what this shit is weird to me. This whole saga shit has gotten weird to me. So what if someone would have cremated mama? What if, because it wasn't our decision, right? What if someone would have cremated her? Robert wouldn't be a bad person now for not putting a tombstone on her grave, right? Because someone would have burned her alive, burned her dead, I guess, right? They'd have burned her to little bitty ashes. And so now all the siblings are now not responsible for shit, right? And they get to be good people even if they're rich because there's no tombstone to put on there, right? I get it. I get how life works. And that's why it sucks to be a fucking genius. That's why it sucks to be aware, because you know that none of this shit means shit, and everything that everybody mad about is futile. It means nothing. Even what I was mad about, even when I want the world to care about me, somebody else right now is in a more worse condition than I could ever be in. No, not could ever, but than I'm in currently. So I could say, if I was saying, guys, I'm about to be homeless, it's people who actually homeless already. What am I talking about? Nobody gives a fuck. So to laugh at shit like, it's just, it shows your own self. It doesn't do anything for me. You're not hurting me. Life, guys, is going to reward you for putting effort in towards your own mission and purpose. It's not going to reward you for talking about me. And if you think monetization or a cash app is a reward, you have no idea what your purpose could have actually given you. Now, many of you guys, I've seen do amazing things when you're not being a bitch online, a horrible ass person online. I've seen you do amazing things when you're not being those types of things, right? Those types of energies and entities. But I've also seen those skills be completely cut off when you're out here spiraling out. And I'm sure the world's seen mine get cut off. And they didn't like what that looked like. Kevin, we like you better when you're out here speaking life and you're focused and you're not in pain and trying to respond. Right. So does the universe. Because that evil shit that I'm saying to people, those are not seeds that's going to grow me a harvest. They're not. That's not my purpose. So it's like you got to really be strong every day when you walk outside to not be pulled from your purpose. Because when you get mad at life and wonder why you're not where you should be, it ain't because of God or the universe. It's because you've allowed yourself to get distracted from your purpose. They said all of us have sinned and fallen short. If you guys think right now, every one of you can think of a time that you did not manifest your purpose. Let's be real. You got off course. You got distracted and worried about something else, and you did not do the work to work on your purpose. That's why you're not where you're supposed to be. So if I'm in a situation where I'm saying, hey, bro, can you loan me some money? If he can't do it, I need to know the reason my hand is out is because I haven't been planting my seeds. If I hit anybody up and say, hey, can you help me out of this situation financially? If they can't do it or they downright say no, I have to understand I am not where I'm supposed to be because I haven't been planting my seeds. And that's why I'm standing here with my hands out. Forget if they told me no or not. Why am I asking for help? Can I think of time that I could have been spending getting that what I needed rather than doing something else? If the answer is true, don't blame them. Look at it as a development opportunity. Because if people kept giving to you, you'd never grow. If people kept rescuing you, you'd never grow. So sometimes people are telling you no for your betterment. Sometimes people don't have it for your betterment. And sometimes, guys, you don't have it because you got people connected to you who you would give it to without them doing anything to earn it, which makes you a simp for friends, girlfriends, family members, whatever the case may be. You will end up buying love. And you might say, well, I don't believe that. Okay, you'll find out the fucking hard way. Because just like you're raised not to simp for women, you shouldn't simp for your brother, your sister, your mama, your daddy. Don't simp for nobody. Stop giving people shit they didn't earn because all they do is get entitled and think you owe them that shit. So when you go into your pocket and you give somebody your last, they don't value for that. They think you owe that shit to them. They are using your connection to them. Well, we brothers, we sisters, I'm your big brother, I'm your baby sister, I'm your baby brother, to try and make you feel guilty for it. But it's also making them feel entitled for it. And when they come at you like that, the answer has to be no because of how they think. Not even if they can pay it back. If they think that you should give it to them simply because they're your baby brother, sister, big brother, big sister, say no. Say no. I don't have to give you shit. Because if you do that, you are now solidifying that thought in their mind. And that's negative reinforcement, actually. If I let you come to me and say, but you my brother, you're supposed to give it to me. If I give it to you because of that, you're going to always think you can use that against me. But what actually matters is if I have it, are you faithful to pay it back? Have you been managing your funds? Because I don't want you to run out of your money just because you know you can come to me. And people who know they got people tend to do that. Bridget, you're right. I'm not making money off of it. Even this video is not monetized. But you have to understand, I have a reputation. And people don't consider that, or they are considering it because they're trying to destroy it when they speak on you. And so when you do go to respond to what they've said, they often take that as an attack, but it's not. What do they think you're supposed to do? Just let them speak ill on your name and you say nothing? That's stupid. That's acting like you don't live in the real world and you're mad at God or the universe because life is happening. If wind blows, a leaf will move. You can't get mad at one and not the damn other, yo. So if you mad at me for responding to you, be mad at you for saying something, initiating with me. You can't make me the bad guy and I'm responding to you, yo. You say something to me, not as soon as I say something back, oh, you a bitch for responding to women. I actually just see people as people. I don't look at the world through those lenses. So I'll respond to a man or a woman if they address me because I respect both. If I walked around saying I don't respond to women, it had to be because I don't respect them, right? And I think if we went back into those days where men said, you a woman, don't be speaking to men. I don't respond to women. You guys wouldn't like it. You'd feel like it was misogynistic, right? So I refuse to take on to those ridiculous narratives or whatever. But I don't disagree with the things that Ringo was saying. I just wanted him to have his ducks in a row because he's not actually going into details that anybody's saying. Like he's saying, he's not even listening for that reason. He's trying to give insight to the family as it can best serve them, regardless of who's right and wrong. And I can respect that. But just know, bro, if I respond in the future for my family or to someone in my family or about my family or something like that, it is because I've decided that it's necessary based on protecting myself or whatever the case may be, but it's never to attack them. Okay. When I say I'm done, I'm doing that to protect myself, but she's not unprotected. My sister's not unprotected. Okay. If someone was to try to physically harm my sister or some guy is out here defaming her or talking down on her, even though I have no words else to say to her husband, we would both be on that ass. That's what would happen. We would both be on that ass. That's what would happen because we both have a duty. So I don't hate her, but I'm done because I'm protecting myself. When you know someone that has a mind that is, it can think what it wants, it can do what it wants, they can do what they want, and you've tried, I think now you can fairly make the decision to say, I'm done. Okay. So it's more than an emotional decision for me. Okay. It's a decision that I've given a lot of careful thought. You understand? And even if my family and I were to sit down and talk, I still believe that I'm done. I would have to see real effort before I continued a relationship or friendship. And that effort would have to be therapy. It had to be truly therapy to make sure that we've gotten past issues, because I have apologized for the same things that she's still talking about. Not defending her like I should or whatever the case may be. I've said I was sorry to her. But you can't make me feel bad for not defending you. And you're friends with the very people who you saying was beating you up. So if what they was doing to you was so bad, why are you cool with them now? That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. Okay? Makes no sense to me. And while you're saying Kevin and Robert still ain't making them stop talking about me, you do know you're not making anybody stop talking about me, right? And I wouldn't ask you to, because I know you can't stop them. The day you tried to stop them from talking about me, Toya, that's when you'll realize that they wasn't fucking with you. For real, for real. Okay? They're only using you. And you're using them. So hopefully it's a fair exchange. And all it would take is for OB to actually make a video dissing Amora to show you them people don't have your back. And I think you know that, which is why OB woke up the next day and started talking shit about Robert, not Amora. And he won't make anything about Amora. Watch, because he knows that this is not true support. And if he's protecting you, he wouldn't let you run up in this shit, even though you're more than willing to. But you think your support is real, but it's not. The moment that if OB would have made a video addressing Amora, you would have saw BR pull her support. You would have saw Callie have to do so because he has no power now. He's just moved by the ringleader. I've watched him over the past few months be looking stupid because shit happens that he be wanting to say something about and can't because he's in the sisterhood and they run his life. So you could bet that he wouldn't be around you, which wouldn't matter either way. But just know that these people that you think are cool with you would not still be cool with you, and likely superfans and them wouldn't even. They probably would ditch you too. So you are forever a slave now to Amora. And I cannot believe that out of all people, you let that lady have you like that. She came out here talking big shit to you, and now you run into her. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. But you learn more about people every day. I'm shocked by it. Didn't think that you'd do that, but I'm done being moved by the screen of life, being in my emotions about the drama of life, because I know it's just the happening. I know that whatever is happening, it's for my greater good. You understand? And so it just is what it is. That's why you don't see me putting out here saying negative names on people, calling people names, joking on people, because I'm not going to let anybody else force me to be anybody that I'm not. That's not who I am. You understand what I'm saying? That's not who I am. So if they're on here bashing and talking about what I look like, what my wives look like, calling me out of my name, know this. They're just revealing to you their character. And what you guys should do is stop listening to words. Stop listening to their words. Start watching their behavior. Okay? It's time to be deaf. Have good eyes. Okay? Talk is cheap, family. Somebody will sit here and say they're not evil while literally being evil. And y'all be like, well, they said they wasn't evil. What does it matter what they said? What does it matter? All I know is when I address men, they do not act like men when they talk with me. They don't try and reason and articulate. They act ratchet. They start giving war with words, talking a whole bunch of shit, big shit, right? Ominous promises. When I see you, what I'm going to do. When I see you, what I'm going to say. Ominous promises, right? And you don't even get to talk about whatever the issue was at hand. This is how I can know this whole thing is deceitful, it's disrespectful, and in my face, I don't get disrespected like that. So why sit and listen to myself get disrespected like that online? I know in my face these people have never done this or wouldn't do it. And if they would, they brave. But I'm not good with the warring with the words, like talking real mean to people and talking shit to people. I've never been good with that type of shit. I grew up fighting. I didn't grow up talking shit. It very much is a setup, right? And so to me, it's just I'll never understand that how you could say I'm mad at you for not defending me, but you actually cool with the people who said those things to you. To me, that's unbelievable. All right, so Ringo, I respect the information that you're putting out, brother. It's good. And for anybody who's thinking I've spoken with Ringo, I haven't. I've actually never formally spoken with Ringo, only through an inbox, and that was months and months ago. And I do appreciate you taking heed to what I was saying and understanding that he's going through something, and you not getting on the same type of train as everybody else. And man, I'm gonna always respect you for that, because like a man, you addressed that and you said, brother, not only will I not make any more videos about him, but even if more happens down the road, I won't, because I can understand that it's something serious, it's something going on. That showed me who you was. Because that's what happens. People think they can expose you, right? They think they can come out here and say things that would expose you, ruin you. But truthfully, you're always exposing yourself. When you're in the heat of the moment and you respond, when you in a moment and you respond, that is what shows the real you. You see what I'm saying? So you could have sat there and said, forget what this guy say. I'm gonna make money off this content. A lot of people want to hear this negative stuff about him, and you could have looked at it as another lane, and you didn't. So I definitely respect you for that. I always will, bro. Um, and I do respect also the spirit that you come into my sister with and trying to talk some knowledge as well. But if it falls on deaf ears, know that you're still doing a powerful thing because there's so many families out here who could benefit from the logic that you're giving. You understand? They definitely could. But as you going through this whole saga shit and you're looking at it with a close eye, if you see something I'm doing, hey, bro, let me know. And I ain't saying you got to let me know privately because this is a public issue and people need that help and growth going forward. You understand? But because I know you're a respectful brother, I know you will say it in a way that it can be received, in a way that others can develop from it. So I'm good. I'm good with that. I love to grow. I love to be better every day. So if you see something that you feel I should know or be privy to, a way I can move better as a man, I'm here for it, bro. So I'm definitely staying tuned to you. I'm listening to what you're saying. So far, so good. And even in places where I don't necessarily agree with, and I don't necessarily think there is any off the top of my head. I don't think there is. Um, no, I agree so far. All right. If I was talking to a family going through something similar, I would be saying the same things, bro. So fix it. Fix it with your family. It's not about this moment. It's not about who you feel is wrong. It's about moving forward and fixing this issue. You got family who is depending on y'all. You got family who's affected by this. And as leaders of your family, you guys should set the emotional shit to the side and move forward with your family, right? Even if it means y'all not hanging out all the time or y'all not being close like that, but you got to fix this with the family and stop the war. Like stop the bleeding, right? I get what you're saying, bro. And I even understood what you said about you and your brother, how y'all had fell out. These things happen, bro. And I think everybody knows that. And that's why the people on this chat said that they have a brother, and many of their brothers wouldn't have came out here, and it doesn't mean they didn't love them. They have sisters who wouldn't have came out here, some sisters who would have, some siblings they had to keep from coming on here, some siblings they couldn't force to get on here. None of these things mean love, guys. And so when you have someone who's meddling inside of somebody's life, trying to tell them that their siblings don't love them, I'll always hate whoever does that. You shouldn't care whether or not I have hate for you. You shouldn't care. My hate does nothing for you, but I do hate y'all. Any person who took any hand in trying to pull my sister away from me and my brother, I will forever hate y'all. But it's not the type of hate where I'm out to hurt y'all. I just hate y'all. I don't know any other way to receive it. My energy just feels hate when I think of y'all. So I'm not malicious about the hate, but I do hate y'all. So I'm not lying. When I said I hate y'all, I always trying to fuck with somebody's family. Like, yeah, I meant that. I hate y'all, man. And even if you're not guilty, I think it's Mina. Um, that's what my mind did with it. You understand? So I saw you asking what was my issue. You never said nothing to me where you're dealing with my sister. And I'm not gonna get up here like my sister does and say, you doing this and you doing that and you doing, I'm not gonna do all of that because I could be wrong. But I've asked you, did they talk long before that meeting? Because I know they didn't just get there and be shocked. If you would do that, they should stop fucking with you off the strength of that. Callie shouldn't fuck with you off the strength of that. If you got me to a place and I saw that nigga there and you didn't tell me, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for him if I see him, but it's a wrap for you too. Not on no threatening shit, but I'll be done with you. Because I'll be like, you knew that nigga was coming and you didn't tell me, knowing that nigga is a fucking lame. So if you did that, that's already lame as fuck. So of course you might want to deny it, plausible deniability, but no, if you didn't do that, the end result is you still are very stupid for having them in the same place and knowing they would be there because they're there at your event, right? If I'm understanding it correctly, you knew both of them would be there because you talked to both of them and you didn't say a damn word. And we see each other online every day, so I know that you didn't see somebody and not know it was him and weird shit like that. Come on now. But if you're looking for me to be like mad about it, like, Kevin is gonna be so mad when he see Callie and Target together, or see them at the same place together, or if he get on her live, he gonna be so mad he gonna spiral out. No, I'm not. I wouldn't give a fuck if they got together and had a baby together. I wouldn't give a fuck. I got one life that I got control over. That's what I'm going to focus on. I've spent a lot of time focused on what the fuck somebody else was doing, what they saying about me, what they talking about me, I ain't worried about none of that shit. So if y'all thinking that you're hurting me, you're spinning your wheels, I'm gonna keep on going back and saying more stuff and doing more to make Kevin mad, you are spinning your wheels. I am totally numb. I am totally numb. Totally numb. But again, I'm not making a habit of going on live to talk about this stuff. Now it's only one, Sahira. It's only one of them. But yeah, I'm not gonna make it a habit to keep doing that, keep going back and forth with these people. Just not. But I did want to make this live to address the issue, to address Ringo, and just to correct the lies or whatever the case may be, if they are detrimental to my platform. If not, I know the opinions of people mean nothing either. They can think I'm the best person or the worst. I still gonna die and be put in the same damn ground. Nothing changes, y'all. Truly nothing changes. So you might need to start asking yourself what's truly important for you. And if you have a purpose and a talent and a mission, what is that? And try to get to know thyself. Because all the actions and decisions that you make to your purpose, towards your purpose or destiny, will give you great rewards and great things. But anytime you spin in your wheels, trying to imitate someone else, trying to do what someone else is doing that is successful, trying to copy what somebody else is doing to be successful, or trying to tear somebody down, if these things are not directly in your mission, why would God or the universe bless you for doing them? Think about this, y'all. It would make no sense. You know how when you play a video game, when you playing Sonic or Mario, there's coins in front of him, right? These tell you where to go. If you're walking in the right place, you hitting coins. If you're going backwards or somewhere where you're not supposed to be, there are no coins. Have you ever noticed that? So if you want true rewards, family, go in the way that your mission and your purpose instinctually pulls you, and you will see many rewards. But if you go on the wrong path, you may find some things and get some things that you feel like is good, but they're not truly yours. They're not truly what was going to be for you if you followed your purpose. So let's just say, many of you have dreams, right, to be a singer. Many of you have talent to be a singer or a dancer, whatever the case may be. You're talented, right? But say you go to work every day. You don't actually use your gift to make you money. You use your body. You sold your body to a company, so you work for them, right? So maybe you call insurance people all day. Maybe you sell money. Maybe you sell cars. Whatever the case may be, right? Of course, you can make money doing that. So of course, you can have a life doing things that you weren't designed to do. Of course, you can. But if you want the greatest gifts, you got to follow your mission and dreams. Because if you do that, you'll have life more abundantly. So we can all sell out. We can all sacrifice and go work for a company or do this thing or that thing. Sure, we can. I can think what somebody's doing is so cool and start copying them and actually make money from it. But if you were to find your own niche, find what you're truly good at, and pour your time and energy into that, you'll be surprised what can happen for you. Now, a lot of people don't like me because when I speak, it makes people cry. It makes people change their lives. It makes people want to be better. And mostly when I speak, you can't get the words out of your head. They resonate in your soul. And people hate me for that because their words don't do that. But this is my calling. You understand? This is my calling. So if it's my calling, then that's why I'm so blessed when I do it, when I'm in the favor of my calling. Do you guys understand? You take a lot of these people out here, for instance. A lot of you guys know Amora, y'all know Jeannie and all of these. You guys can't deny that these people have talent, okay? Some of them have wit, they're funny. Some of them say things that you repeat. Jeannie say shit and have everybody saying it, whether you love her or hate her. Right? She says shit that's catchy, right? And we all do. I know that when I say something, I often hear my words reiterated or regurgitated over and over. So we all have charisma. We all have pizzazz. And that's what's dope about black people, I swear to God, is that we all have so many unique qualities. But I'm going to tell y'all something. We got to work on that character and shit too. We got to work on that shit too. And for some people, If you see them growing in it, whether it's good or bad, sometimes that's what they was designed to do, family. Life is polarity. So if you see what's working for Amora work for Amora, don't think it will work for you. If Amora can get up here and say some of the things that she's saying and not feel guilty, disparaged by some of her own doings, then maybe she cut out for this. Maybe she built for this. Because I couldn't get up there and say some of the things to people that she says and not feel bad. If her channel still works and it doesn't get taken down, maybe it's meant for this. But when you do it, your channel will be flagged. You're gonna feel guilty. You're gonna feel bad. Because everybody can't do that shit and get away with it. Not everybody. Some of you guys have purposes for your life, and so the universe ain't gonna let you do all of that. So some of you might say, well, why can she do it and get away with it? And how come I do it and can't? Some of you say, why come when they do it, they take off? How come when I do it, I'm unsuccessful? Life is just like that. Well, we all fruit growing on the same tree. Just because somebody ripens first doesn't mean that you're not gonna ripen. It's all in its own season. Just because a tree falls off today doesn't mean you're gonna fall off today. Just because a piece of fruit falls off don't mean you're gonna fall off. So you guys know that you can do good and do right, and good not still come to you, success not still come to you. And you also know you can do bad and do wrong, and harm or punishment not come to you. And life is a big trick like that. It's a big trick like that. That's why it forces you to focus on your own morals and doing it for yourself. Because if you do anything for any reason other than yourself, even if you have success, it's failure. Because when you reach the end of it, guys, and you didn't manifest your destiny, that's the loss or the failure. Regardless if you were very successful in manifesting somebody else's destiny or not. If you don't manifest your own, guys, you got to know that's a failure. So people pick at me for how I look, right? They call me pretty. They call me these different names, right? But I can't help how I look. I didn't make my face. I made nothing about me. My mama and daddy did that. It's all by happenstance. So let's say I lived in that, right? What people say about me, I lived in it. If they're calling me ugly, I begin to believe them. If they calling me fine, I begin to believe them. And I start thinking that I'm better than them when really I did nothing to earn any of this. So even if you have a beautiful voice, you can dance, you can sing, there's an amount of humbleness that you should have because it's in your DNA. It's a gift. You didn't ask for it. And it's also how people perceive you because them loving your singing, loving your style, loving how you talk is all about their perception. So you have to be grateful. So if you're out here and you feel like people owe you something, you're wrong, man. You're wrong. The singer is just as important as the audience. They're actually both one and the same. There would not be the performer without the audience. He can get up there and perform, but there will be nobody there to see him. So that's not a performance. And the audience can get there, but if there's nobody to perform, nothing happened. So stop thinking that people coming to see you, and stop thinking that because you fund somebody and you watch somebody that you own them. You don't. You do not. Leaders, entertainers, popular people are all a manifestation of the collective. They are not special. What's special is that so many people relate to them, and that's what makes them a leader, makes them this singular popular person. Do you understand that? Adolf Hitler, he wasn't a powerful person. There was a lot of people who agreed with him. That's what makes you a popular, powerful person. It's not you. You just the conduit to those other people's thoughts and beliefs. They were already evil. You didn't make them that way. If you think for 1 second one man can make a bunch of people evil, you crazy. People already think that way. And this person that's speaking is connecting to that inside of them. And then they start believing and saying it themselves. And that's how you create this shit. It's just a fact. So many people worried about me being another Jim Jones. If a Jim Jones could exist in 2025 with the internet, you deserve it. There should be so much skepticism out here that people shouldn't be able to start cults and shit and lead people wrong ways because you can always report what's happening inside the camp or what's being said to you. And then you should have access to shit that's happened before. Like Jim Jones. But you'll learn when you go to do positive, people will be already condemning. That sounds like Jim Jones. They ain't even listened. And you know I know they haven't listened because I haven't even said it. So they haven't even listened, and already it sounds like Jim Jones. And this is all based on how they feel about you, right? So why would you be concerned? And guys, this is a lesson that I'm teaching, but I'm actually still learning it, because tomorrow I can wake up and all of this be like foreign to me. And that's how life is tricky. That's why Buddha's always laughing, because even when you get all the intellect in the world, you still can be dumb as hell in a moment. Because you got to be focused and keep all this stuff in your mind's eye. If you don't, you will lose sense and all this and be unfocused again. It'll happen. How many people like this, like the video, man? I can't see the likes. I don't know why I can't. Y'all be calling out how many likes y'all got, but I don't see them on the screen. I don't think I ever have. So it's been so upwards of 500 people on here. It's 352 now. How many likes in here, Chad? Let me know. Also, I'm gonna drop the link for anybody who wants to speak, and then I'm out of here. So I'm pretty much done. But I'm gonna let you guys give some thoughts too. Say something, say whatever you guys would like to say. 447. Okay, that's pretty good. Thank y'all for liking. Likes are very good. Thank you guys. Did I drop the link? Yeah, I did drop it. Come up, guys. Holler at me if you want to. If you got something to say about this whole saga thing, how I'm carrying myself in this saga, whatever the case may be, whatever thoughts or insight that you can have to provide, you're definitely welcome to come up here. And I'm only going to be here for a few more moments and I'm out. In fact, if nobody comes up here in the next few moments, I'm out. I appreciate that, Gemini. And I also like what Ringo said, their character will speak for itself. So anything you hearing somebody say about a person, I encourage all of you guys to slow down. Don't just run out the window, jump out the window with something somebody's saying. Look at their character. Look at the person displaying the information about this person. And I'm sure you can determine even from that they have no character at all. So whatever they do is they'll talk for hours and hours. And I think with the intention of thinking that their words can destroy you. But then when they get off, months later, the video still only has 1,000 views. In the moment, though, it feels like you need to respond. And see, that's what my brother would tell me. He'd be like, bro, them videos ain't gonna do nothing to get 1,000 views. That's what Dwight would tell me. They ain't doing nothing to get but 1,000 views. But in my mind, yo, this shit has affected my life and my mentality. People lying on me about shit I know I'm not. And I wonder, how can these men sit here and ignore that and still live life happy? But it's because they've mastered something that I have yet to. And so I have to learn to master that instead of judging and being mad at them for not being responsive or reacting like the way I would. You see what I'm saying? There's something that they understand that I have yet to grasp, and it's that people are going to always talk, man. And let those people talk. They ain't get no views. Nobody care about what they're saying. So they look at the reaction that the people are getting, where I look at the behavior of the person. And that's what has me messed up. I'm like, what they're saying is a lie, so I should respond. And what they're saying is that lie they're telling ain't even taking root, so you should just ignore it. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to understand that there's a different way that they look at it. And that's what I have to train myself to do. But I can tell you, I've been upset with Dwight for not responding. I've been upset with Robert for not responding. So if Toya says there's been times where Kevin has been upset with Robert, she ain't lying, but I've never texted her he was a narcissist. I told him he was a narcissist right to his face, because my brother can seem cold-hearted when you address him about certain things, but that's just his way. He doesn't owe me his emotions. So if I want my brother to be upset about something that somebody online doing, and he'd be like, man, I don't care about that shit. In my mind, man, you heartless. How can you not care? That's not how it actually is, though. That's my perception of it. So you do got to understand that everybody's different. I don't know how you made that emoji, because it actually looked like me. It's funny. I don't want to lie about me to one person, let alone 1,000. Right. Kevin, you're very mature and wise about this whole situation. Thank you. Thank you. I hadn't always got on here and displayed my best self, because people can get up under your skin, man. And And then you'll react and you learn something about yourself in those moments, that there's some things inside of you to work on. And that's what life truly is about. It's truly about you guys. Yeah, everybody else exists too, but the only corner of the universe that you can change is yourself. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Even your children, you can only give them the most information and insight that you can. At some point, their decisions will be their own. And you will learn that you are powerless. We are powerless. And the moment we understand that, I think we can be free from the shock value of people turning on us, people having a crazy opinion about you when you know you were trying to do your best by them. And if you can do that, life will have less of a toll on you, a burden on you, because you won't be attached so much to what people's opinions are. You see what I'm saying? In this world, guys, we've already taken the time to name every animal. And we give Adam credit for doing this, but we name animals, yo, right? If an animal get discovered today, we'll name it, right? And we've already named every creature in the world that we have had access to knowing. And what happens is the people who don't know, who's not that aware, like I said, it sucks to be a genius, because when you are a genius, you know that every animal in the world is just that by name. And we don't know what anything truly is by name. They don't actually have names. No creature has a name. And we know that, like, to call a creature a butterfly doesn't make it a butterfly. To call a creature a caterpillar doesn't make it a caterpillar. Even though calling it those names makes us feel more secure. Believing you're in Texas when there's no such thing. You're actually just on Earth, and you're talking about a landmass that has been colonized by human beings. And Texas is actually on paperwork in the courthouse. It's not in real life. There's no lines on the land that tells you you're in Texas. But to a person who believes in the world, this stuff is true. But to a person who's a genius, a person who's aware, they can see it clearly that these things are not real. They're no more real than the street you live on. That's only a name as well. And while you can use these names and things to find your way in life, it doesn't mean that that's what they are. So I'm saying that to say this. We can call a butterfly all we want to, and it doesn't make it a butterfly. Even if everyone in the world called it that. We call monkeys monkeys, but in Africa, and the people native to monkeys do not call monkeys monkeys. That's not what they are to them. And believe me, whatever they call them, they feel it in their soul. They believe that's what they are, just like you believe that's a monkey, a rhinoceros, say, whatever the case may be, right? But those animals are not that. They're beautiful creatures, and they're not what you think they are. I look at them as messages, okay? When I look at animals, I don't say there go a monkey. I go, there goes a message. And I take something about the monkey and make it practical to my life. You understand? I take something about the ant and make it practical to my life. But if I see an animal, it was designed by God or nature at that moment for me to see it. And I instantly use it as a message instead of just saying that's a cardinal. Some of you believe if you see a cardinal, your loved one is thinking about you. See how the world around you it can become to give you more meaning and more beauty. But those animals are not what they're called. And so when people call me names, I used to feel compelled to try and argue with that. But them calling me a name doesn't make me that. And just like calling you your personal name doesn't make you that personal name. And you might identify with it and believe you're that person, but you're not. And if you truly got to know yourself outside of your name, your gender, and all those things that you identify with, you know how complex and how beautiful you are and how large you are. You're actually bigger than your own body. You actually have aura, and it travels as far as your words. And so when you guys take the social media and you are saying negative, evil things about people, what aura do you think you're putting out to people? Yeah, you're being celebrated by the few in your chat, but you need to know, long term, you're ruining your aura. And you're doing it at the expense of someone else because you don't like another person. You're throwing your life force out. One day, you could come across someone who could benefit your life, and because they've heard some of the things you've said, they won't want nothing to do with you. And you may have said it when you were angry and had every right to say it and everything. Believe me, I know. When I called Amora a bitch back after she called me one, And I haven't stopped hearing about that. I haven't stopped hearing about it. And even though I felt right, even though I felt justified, even though I was actually angry, saying that to her cost me my integrity, because that was the first time I ever called a woman that. First time I ever called a woman that. Know what you put out in this world hurts you. It don't hurt them. It may hurt them if they're not developed enough to deal with what you're saying. But know that it always hurts you and affects you. Even if you feel good saying it, if it doesn't seem to hurt you by saying it, it does hurt you, because you don't know your future. You don't know what God has for you, or that the universe has for you. You don't know your true potential, and you don't know how much that you're taking away from your future when you spend your time fucking with other people. It's just a fact. So, guys, life ain't about proving it to somebody else. It's about yourself. So every day moving forward, I'm going to stay focused on my mission. And I hope that you guys can do the same. And if covering content of other people is your mission, then that's your mission. Because podcasting is, it's many different things. Some people cover other people's lives and bring insight to it and stuff like that. And some people create their own content. Some people talk about other issues, and everybody has their own thing. But I know I have my purpose, and I have to fulfill my purpose. And I can't say what yours is. You understand? But if your purpose is to get out here and juggle, go juggle the best you can. But my purpose is to speak life. My purpose is to try and create a legacy for my family, something that other people can model theirs after. Okay. And my purpose is to wake up every single day and bring joy to my family and those who love me. And I can't let y'all take me from them any longer. So if you're still mad at me, you still want to argue with me, you still want to have my attention, you're on your own. You're all alone. Sorry, but I've left that fight a long time ago. It's just a cloud of smoke with your fist still swinging, you Tasmanian devil. Now, you guys watch cartoons, right? And you've seen the fight start with both parties, and it creates a huge ass cloud of smoke, right? And you see fists, you see wrenches, hammers, chainsaws, you hear punches, kicks, bats, you hear cats meowing. It's a lot going on, right? And as that cloud of smoke keeps continuing, notice when that cloud of smoke stops, it's one motherfucker right there looking stupid, but fighting with himself the whole time. I am not going to deny that I was once there fighting with you. But loves, I've been long gone. I don't even care about the stuff y'all talking about no more. I swear to God, I don't even care. No, y'all are. It's like if you would have called me some months back when my emotions was into it, but I done came away from this saga for so long, I'm no longer interested. I'm no longer interested in arguing with you. I no longer have anger for people who turned on me. I hate people who try to pull my sister from me, but that's all. I just hate it. Like I hate the movie Lovely Bones. I hate the movie Lovely Bones, but I don't wake up thinking about it and going and talking to the movie Lovely Bones and trying to watch it again, right? That's about how I hate super fans and others who pulled my sister away. But as far as like being there for your arguments, to argue back with y'all, to care what your opinions are of me, I frankly do not care. And so you're on your own, man. And I'm telling you, I don't know how long you guys will punch at yourself, but you're Trey on Boys in the Hood. There ain't nobody there. Regardless of how serious you are, and in what you're saying on your live is conviction behind the things you're saying. But just know they don't have no more power. They feel like pillows now. The shit y'all used to say, I used to feel it because I cared about you guys. I respected a lot of you guys. But when you show me your character, you reduce yourself to nothing. And I promise you, you'll probably keep talking, but I'm telling you, you look stupid and you might not see it. And you might have people who are there to entertain it. But I'm going to tell you this. They're wasting their time too, because I'm never going to see what you're saying, nor am I going to respond to it. And if they're that interested in paying you to hear bad about me, I hope they pay you until they broke. If they are interested in paying Toya to talk badly about us, to me, it's the funniest thing in the world, because while I can look at it and say, why would Toya go be with them? I also laugh at it because the people who want to destroy our family is actually soaking money into it. I think that's funny. As much as they hate Toya, they're giving their hard-earned money to her. That's funny to me. And if that was Toya's goal, that's fucking genius. It wouldn't be worth destroying your family, but it'd be worth it to make all those motherfuckers who've been talking shit to you pay you by giving them what they want. They want to hear bad stuff about your family. I'm going to give them some bad shit about my family so they can give me their money. Joke's on them, because the shit I'm saying ain't even true. I might do that. I think I might turn on your ass, Robert. Come out here with a bunch of lies and get their side to pay me. And then once they do, tell them fuck them, right? I just don't have the time. But I can tell you this. Life is always funny and sad, good and bad. It's always both. It's polarity. So as sad as it is to see our sister with the very people who talked shit about her, the very people she crying about, it's very funny to see the people that talked about her give her money. If they were to think about what they could do with their own money for their own families, they could go to that, but they funding destroying mine, but they also just put money in Toya's pocket, somebody who they don't like. It shows me that a gazelle could fart in a lion's mouth and the lion like it because that's what he eats. The lion eating the gazelle ass and enjoying the taste of it, ain't it? I can see them laughing, right, at what they're saying that she said. But I'm laughing at they all lost money so it could happen. Like, you know, you poorer now because you gave it to somebody in my family. You're trying to hurt us, but you're helping us. Would I be wrong? Would I be wrong? Real shit. Would I be wrong is if me and Toya and all of us patched this shit up, but we didn't tell y'all, right? We said, Toya, keep talking shit. Let's give them more shit to say, right? And while she get money from all of them over there, we all split it on the back end. And we come out and respond to Toya, tell Toya to keep crying, you know, keep coming out here saying shit. We'll keep acting like you tripping. And every time they send you bread, Toya, let's go out to eat. Would we be wrong if we let this shit go on for like 6 months and then all of a sudden do a video all sitting beside each other, counting their money, right? Y'all paid to hear rumors and lies, so we gave them to you because y'all are so pathetic and so greedy for any type of information that could be detrimental to me or Robert that you will pay for it. You know what this means? Do you know what this means? When you pay people for information, do you know what they'll do? Give it to you for money. So y'all are going broke for lies. You're using lies to break another person, but you're going broke for the lies. I mean, it's so crazy to me. And I should probably shut up before you guys get it and wake up. Live by the gun, die by the gun. Remember that. Remember that. Doesn't mean you necessarily be shot by it. Sometimes it's that residue that it leaves on you, the evidence that it leaves on you. Sometimes it's the guilt. But trust me, there's always polarity. So even when you look at something and it's very bad, when somebody die, know that the insects and the trees will get to eat. It's always a funny ass side to it. It is. It's always a funny ass side to it. Okay? You can't tell me that's not funny. I'm sure for them it's a win to see our sister talking badly about us, right? But you know, I see it as a win when they're giving her money. Right, live by the sword, die by the sword, absolutely. I think that's funny. I think that's funny that the super stickers and shit is coming from the people who was trying to destroy us. They are losing money. You know what, Robert? I'm tired of your ass. I'm about to release all the shit I've been holding on to, bro. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm about to release everything that I got on you, bro. And you done did some shit to me. You understand? You wrong as fuck for what you've been doing out here in these streets, right? You diabolical as hell, bro. And people don't know about it the way I do because you tell me everything. See, you only tell them half shit. I know everything about your black ass, bro. I know everything about you. You hear me? Tonight at 9 o'clock, I'm dropping all the receipts on your ass. It's fucking over tonight. This LaTrue saga that you got, these supporters that you have, they ain't gonna be your supporters after tonight because they don't know you like I know you, bro. They don't know you like I know you, bro. Watch what I say tonight, gonna end it all for you. But I'm only gonna say it. I'm saying it because it's on my chest. It's weighing me down. But I'm only gonna say it if they pay me. I'm only saying it if they pay me though. But it's fucking over for you if they pay me. So if they really want this saga to be over, bro, and they want the real deets on your ass, bro, pay me. I'm the one. It's on tonight. I'm saying this with a laugh and joking because I want you to kind of think I'm joking. So tonight I'm gonna blow your motherfucking. I ain't gonna say this because if I say it, they're gonna arrest me. You understand? Because they're gonna think it's a threat. I'm gonna say wig off, but it's going to blow your mind. Okay, you're going to be blown away. The things that I say tonight are going to be extremely shocking to you. Okay, sir. Okay, to be specific here. And I'm going to promote this as jokingly, kind of jokingly, but tonight I'm putting it all on the table with you, bro. You better hope that money don't get there. Because you remember that shit you did? That shit you said? That shit you texted? I still got it all, bro. I don't forget shit, bro. Back when you was Big Robert, before the weight loss. And I got shit even before you was Big Robert. Because I knew you when you was Little Robert. Don't call daddy. Ain't nothing he can do. And nothing nobody can do for you, bro. I'm about to ruin you tonight, bro. Lupac, it's over, Lupac. It's over. Lasonda, I know you love Robert. Not after the night. Upper. Break down what I got for your ass. Uh-huh. Yeah. Amber, you already don't be fucking with Robert, so it ain't nothing to you either way. Do a members only. And I'm monetizing that shit too, Robert. You know why? Because you done took a lot from me. I'm monetizing that shit on your ass, boy. You understand? It's going to be monetized. I'm leaving it up there forever on you too, because you got to learn your lesson. You got to realize you can't treat people like this. And yeah, I can say it to you, but why the fuck would I do that? Why would I say it to you? What would that do? Handle it on the back end. That sounds gay. That's palsy as hell. Handle it on the back end. What are you talking about? Y'all handle it on the back end. I ain't doing that palsy shit. Oh, I'm laughing now, but we're gonna cry later. Sweet onion, okay? Sweet onion. Laugh now, cry later. I'm laughing now, but later tonight, bro. Just watch, bro. Just watch. You probably never saw this one coming, huh? You never saw this one coming. Pause. But I'm on your ass. Double pause. And we not handling it on the back end. Double, triple pause. Who ain't doing shit? Ooh, you gonna make me say some shit now. You gonna make me say some shit right now. It's a girl right now in my phone that got quadruplets with him right fucking now. Okay, she's in labor right now as we speak. She done sent me the birth canal and everything. Oh yeah, I definitely saw the post that he made saying he was gonna go in on Nate. I definitely saw it, but he didn't. Yo, man, she said she got quadruplets right now, and they definitely popping out right now. Bro, if you don't, now you ain't gotta do nothing. If they send me this bread tonight, all four of them babies about to get exposed. All four of them babies about to get exposed. And y'all ain't gonna tell me this birth canal is some shit that she taken out of social media that she done clipped from somewhere. Nah, none of that. I can guarantee you that shit ain't true. I can guarantee you that shit ain't true. You watch. Because you ain't gonna be out here not doing right by your kids. And I already told them that I'm gonna do for them if you don't. It's on, bro. It's on. Because I know people don't lie. I know nobody has a reason to lie on your ass, bro. And they look just alike, Auntie People. I know they Roberts. Okay? I know ain't nobody out here got no damn reason to lie on you, bro. Especially to put some shit like quadruplets on you. They ain't got no reason to be lying on you like that. Why would they lie? I can't think of any damn reason why somebody lie on you like that. So, hey, bro, it is what it is. All right, y'all. I'm about to post the video up so y'all can see it's coming up here tonight. It could. Nah, it ain't six tuppers. I'm looking at the what's name right here. Um, so that probably was true too. So he probably got a set of twins and a set of quintuplets, quadruplets, and shit like that coming in. You know what I'm saying? Um, he out here doing too damn much. Need to chill out. But yeah, we need the money first. You damn right. You right. Fuck that birth canal shit. That it wasn't quadruplets. Nope. I ain't giving you no hints. Come through with that damn money first. All right. Tonight, 9:00 p.m. Bruh, I'm putting it all on the floor with you. Do you understand? I'm putting it all on the floor. I'm sick of this shit. All right, y'all. I love y'all, man. Truly be encouraged. Truly be encouraged. After tonight, I'm done with this. Okay. And I know the saga's gonna turn on me, and y'all not gonna believe nothing I say. And Robert gonna pay y'all to talk about me. I know he gonna do that shit. Okay. Because his money long as fuck. He can pay all of y'all to talk about me. And I know y'all gonna do it. So I already know y'all gonna get with Callie. All y'all gonna be making videos saying y'all think I truly offered him fruit with my hip shaking. Y'all gonna repeat every damn thing that ever been said about me. And I'm here for it. I ain't scared of y'all. I'm not scared of none of y'all. All right, family. Uh, I'm obviously kidding on the back end. I ain't about to fuck with y'all. Robert, I ain't really gonna say nothing. Hey, y'all, come on over here at 9 o'clock. But bro, I ain't gonna say nothing for real. I'm joking. But hey, make sure y'all come over here at 9 o'clock. But bro, I'm not gonna say nothing for real. But make sure y'all come over at 9 o'clock if y'all want to see some real shit. But bro, I'm not actually gonna say shit. I'm fucking with him. But hey, y'all, I'm fucking with Robert. I'm really gonna do this shit. But Robert, I'm kidding, bro. Bro, I'm playing with these people. Come on, y'all. I'm just telling Robert that to get him to damn think I ain't gonna do shit. I'm out. Looking forward to the future, not looking back to the past. And I encourage a lot of you guys to do the same thing. Let this saga develop you in ways that make you better. Don't walk away from them a worse person than you were coming into it. Everything in life is supposed to refine you and develop you. Even though it looks bad, there's some good that can come from it if you got some good in you. Okay, guys, I'm truly, truly serious. I'm truly, truly serious. And I can only hope with time, um, because time heals, they say, but only if people do the work, things can become much better. But don't worry about us. Don't feel saddened for us. Use that energy and focus it on your own life and your own family. Okay? And until next time, man, hopefully you guys can understand I'm doing what I feel is best for my family. Not to be malicious towards my sister. I would never do that. Um, and that's just it. I could have got up here and said a whole lot, but I have no interest in it. All right. So until next time, family. Peace to you all. Ringo, thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for being honest. And keep putting that life out there because you're helping more families than just my own. People may never say it out loud, but they're struggling and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know conflict resolution. And you're absolutely right. Okay. And then all parties have to be willing. Only one family having skills in conflict resolution is not enough. Every person has to be willing to work together. Remember this, y'all. A house divided against itself will surely fall. And we were definitely divided. We didn't agree on how we should move as a team, as a unit. We all tried to handle it as individuals. And that created a lot of animosity because you can't control people. And so somebody defending themselves can be embarrassing to you. Somebody defending themselves could be something that looks bad to you. And somebody defending themselves and you call them and say, get down, you looking crazy up there. And they feel like you don't care about them because they was up there because they was upset. But you're trying to tell them in the grand scheme of things, that wasn't a good move. And when you're siblings, you have many perspectives for a reason. And you should listen to each other because it's with the best interest at heart. Because you don't just represent yourself, you represent your whole family. You see what I'm saying? So if I got up here going ham like I would have wanted to, I would be embarrassing my father, my mother, all my siblings. And that's just not right. So think about all your moves before you make them, family. And like I said, y'all have a family too, and know that today ain't the only day you have. Y'all say y'all look forward to living and seeing tomorrow, but y'all sacrifice today as if there is no tomorrow. Y'all do things and say things about people and act in ways that y'all don't even think y'all have a future. If you truly believed you have a future, you wouldn't do some of the things that you're doing today that could jeopardize that very future. And know that you're going to get no value from speaking negatively about me, especially if it's my attention you want. So if you're forsaking your future to get up here and talk about me, I mean, that's on you. I'm just letting you know it's done. It's doing nothing for me. I'm no longer interested, and I will file the TPO regardless. And so when you're sitting there having a court date, was it worth it? Because I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna warn you again. I'm not going to say a damn word when you see a flag on your channel. I'm not gonna say a damn word. So I guess you'll get on your channel mad about it, but you will waste your time trying to get my energy the way you've been getting it. Okay? I'm no longer interested, guys. I'm truly serious. I'm no longer interested. Grow up, move on to something else. The time that you knew me is over. You'll never be around me again or get to know me again. And frankly, if I was guilty of everything that you're accusing me for, come beat my ass then. And get it in blood then. Because you look like a bitch talking about it every day. Every day you look like a bitch. If I actually did something to any one of y'all who bashing me every day, come do something about it. That's bitch shit. I swear to God it is. That's just how I was raised. If somebody faulted me or flawed me in some way, if I ain't going to go do nothing to him, just go on with your life. That's why you don't see me talking about Kelly every day. He's not worth me closing the distance on him. So why would I get up to talk about what he does every day? If I did that, he would say I was crazy. Even he would say, why he still talking about me every day? But that's what he doing. Do you understand how ridiculous this shit is? And that's why you can't get invested with it. But anyway, family, I'm out. Y'all be good. Enjoy y'all's day. Peace.